Let me talk about my van that crashed.
So, what happened to your van that crashed?
This is the time I almost died, right?
Yeah. It was actually.
You almost died there as well?
If there was a time where I think, fuck, how
was
did I
it.
survive that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I came out the window and had a bird's eye view with the other car, I thought,
Man could have died, bro.
should I be here?
Wait, so did it
You
flip?
know, I always think that
Huh?
myself.
Did it flip? Like,
No, I
actually-
didn't have a seatbelt on, I just came out the window.
Oh fuck yeah! I remember you saying
Inject those CeeDo, cuz!
yeah.
Well, man just flew out the window though.
My hip was bruised, because my hip bone caught the side of the door.
Yeah.
Came out, and it threw me back in.
Bruv.
Yeah.
May as well go into it and explain it, to be
There's
honest.
been recording,
Yeah,
Sweet.
may as well just go into it.
Here's the time I almost died.
Welcome back.
So, I was working for Amazon delivering.
Mm.
And I was down Rogoff Caves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Like
I don't know where that
dinosaur place.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I don't even know,
Yeah,
man. I'm
that's
just
what
agreeing, like, a virtual nod.
And when you deliver, you use the Amazon app, and it's a nightmare. And sometimes you leave one delivery, and then you realise you're going the wrong way, and I'd say make a U-turn. So I was going down this 60 road. I was doing like 80. Don't tell them, please. For a while, no one behind me, and then it said make a U-turn. So I pulled into this Enterprise Park. Pulled in to make a U-turn, and there was a junction opposite, and this car wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't you move in? So fuck it, I'll go. And I came out, and there's a car must be doing 80 to 100 this way, and she didn't look.
Oh, bro.
So I came out, it went straight into me, out the window, and then caught my hip and threw me back in the car. And my car is my 26 car. I've had loads, and I'm a petrol head.
26.
26.
Jesus
And
Christ, I haven't had one yet.
I don't know. I couldn't tell what that car was.
Mm.
So badly it was crashed. The guy got out, and I tried starting the car and moving in. Nothing happened. But the whole arm where the driver's wheel was just off. Just snapped. The guy I crashed into, he jumped out and then ran around to his passenger side, and I thought, fuck, there's a baby in there. It wasn't. It was his missus.
Oh.
She went off in a stretcher.
Still, yeah.
I rang my boss and I was like, I've had a bit of a bump.
A bit of a bump.
A bit.
He was like, how bad? And I was like, oh, the car won't move.
Yeah.
It was blocking both ways in the road. They had police, ambulance, fire engine. I got breathalyzed.
Jesus. Man.
Yeah, and then my boss came. And I've got this thing where I've always got to make a joke in any situation. Any situation. And if it's no matter where I am, the worse the situation, the more bad it is, the more I've got to try and lighten the mood.
Yeah.
And there was 2 police officers, one either side of the road, a man one side and a woman the other side. And my boss was there and he said, if I stay here any longer, I'm going to have to shag one of them police officers.
Jesus fuck.
And I had just written off his van, give me his van, just written off, didn't know if I had a job, and I went, which one? But yeah, he was like, don't worry, accidents happen.
Accidents happen. Meanwhile, there's a car on the side of this van, just sort of.
I couldn't tell what it was like.
That's nuts.
Could probably get a photo. Yeah, he said, don't worry, accidents happen. I was off the day after, but he said, after that, come in, we'll be fine. And then my day off, he texted me, and he said, you got to stay off a couple of days while they go over all the insurance.
Yeah.
And then it came out that I'd only be able to keep the job if I bought my own van. So I lent $1,500 off my partner, bought a van, and it just kept breaking down, so I had to leave the job in the end.
Oh,
Right.
shit,
So yeah.
I spent a bit of time in Amazon too. I was in the warehouse.
I worked in the warehouse as well.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It is hard.
What's it like working there, like?
Tough, man.
Yeah?
It's
What do you have to do?
You're literally, you could be on a conveyor belt, literally conveyor belt, but bear in mind this is 10-12 hour shifts, so you're stood on your feet moving boxes. Literally one way, one the other.
What's the pay like though? I like money, see.
Do you know what? It's not even that good. It's
No?
I think it's living wage.
It feels like it because you do so many hours.
Yeah, and you get back, I used to get back and my legs would just be like jelly.
I had it
Yeah.
quite easy to be fair. I was a stower.
Oh,
So you just
What's that?
you have
you get these boxes that you get cardboard boxes given to you from the guys on the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
So you all have each individual roles and they'll change your role each day so you don't get stressed out too much of
Okay.
doing the same thing all the time.
I just had big trolley of 9 boxes, and I made a friend there, and you've got to put them all away basically.
Yeah.
In the warehouse. So me and my friend, we just go to the back of the warehouse, find a big empty spot, and we just sit there. And you have to hit your target. You've got to scan one item or store one item away every 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you gotta find it as well. It's got like a code on there, so you get like rows of boxes that are like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4 up and down, and it's got the label on the thing. So you gotta look at the box. Each time it's a different one, bro. It feels like
I was playing a phone. It wasn't
game.
like that. That was like picking.
Oh,
Store
shit,
in.
yeah,
You can put a dildo in a Pokemon game.
Amazon was that sort of place as well. You know, like the shit that you find in there, mad.
But you just scan, put them in an empty bin, have a chat, for about 30 seconds, scan, put an empty bin, and then you'd have people who are picking, and they'd have to find those items, and they'd be in shorts and a vest running around sprinting, because they'd have the same amount of time to find them. But yeah, it was long hours.
It's just it's being on your feet and like doing something that's mundane. Do you know what I mean? Like your brain concentrating on something so simple for so long is not good for you. You need to be tested a little bit.
A lot of people say that robots are going to take our jobs, but we are the robots.
Yeah.
Go on, talk about that more. What do you mean we're the robots? Because I've always had that concept of thinking like, we're humans, but what you just said, we are the robots, because robots follow instructions, don't they?
Yeah.
From a higher power. So
that
go
book
on.
right there,
Yes.
Becoming Supernatural, by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about the body is in control and not the mind. So you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is check your phone.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of people do that as well.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, maybe emails, check a bank if anything gone out. You are reaffirming to yourself what your world is like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay? And then get out of bed, have breakfast, have a shower, brush teeth, go to work, drive the same route to work, meet the same people, do the same jobs, come home,
thing, bruv.
have food, go back on your phone until you go to bed and repeat the same thing.
Yeah.
So because you do that over and over again, your body is in control, not your mind. Your mind doesn't need to think. Your body will get up and do that. Like, you know when
the amount of times you're on autopilot, you just walk, 100%.
You know when you're driving down a road and then you get to the end of the road, you think, fuck, I've just driven down this road.
Yeah.
You
That's
didn't
so
even
true.
think about that. Your body knows what to do.
Just naturally.
Your body's in control, not your mind.
Okay.
And so when you go to a job, and I've worked 8, 9 factory jobs, and you just do the same thing all day, your mind's something else. Your mind doesn't need to do this. Like, you are your body at that point.
Just constantly like controlled by the body and stuff. That's a mad thing, bro. Like,
it's
what
hard
the
to know
hell?
the difference between the two as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, where do the two end? What is consciousness and like what are you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can pick apart a brain, but you can't tell me where someone's consciousness is. There's
so true.
There's no like the consciousness lobe or whatever the fuck. Do you know what I mean? There's no part of the brain.
Yeah, but we're saying that maybe there is though, and we just haven't found it.
True.
Do you get me? One of them weird ones.
I think we're all consciousness.
Well, like just bubbles of consciousness, like.
We don't. I'm not going to say I believe in a heaven or a hell.
Yeah.
I think there's this field, and that field is consciousness. So we spoke about the law of attraction.
Yeah.
And we sort of attract everything in this field. So this big empty field of consciousness, matter, whatever it is, energy, vibration.
Yeah.
There'll be a version of me in that field that has got 6 fingers on one hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I'm that person with 6 fingers and I truly believe it, I will attract that into me.
And then it'll just come to you basically.
Maybe on the way home I'll grow another fucking finger.
Ben, if you grow another finger, I'm done. I'm done.
We all return to that field.
Yeah.
I think within like that sort of area, we all go back to consciousness after we die.
That's a lot like Plato.
Sorry?
Very similar to Plato. Have you ever
Right,
heard this theory?
no.
Like, it's the theory that there's 2 planes, and it's the material and the immaterial plane.
Right.
So the material plane is us, everything that exists, all of the universe. The immaterial are things like ideas, but they exist. Do you know what I mean? Like an idea exists, but it's not a physical thing.
Yeah.
You can't like have an idea and show it to me. You can explain it to me and tell me what it's like, but so it's immaterial.
Yeah.
So he believed in the sort of things just being on 2 separate planes. So then when we die, we would return to the immaterial plane of just information.
Yeah.
In the same way that like what you were saying, it's like coding, isn't it? It's like
We're naturally coded, like.
yeah. It's Well, it's the same like down to because the universe is so specific. The conditions for all of this are so specific down to like the tiniest point. The chances of that even occurring is just it's barely anything.
Yeah.
So
I think with that field, I think we spoke about it last time after we done the podcast. But with that field, we go before we come into this life. We are consciousness, and we're with everyone.
Yeah.
Like I said, because I think we're all consciousness. If we're all in, if I put you in a good mood and you in a good mood, we're all in a good mood.
Yeah, you share it.
Because we're all the one, like.
Yeah.
The vibe, innit?
Like the sun's out today. Everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah.
We're all connected as one. I think before we come into this life, onto this planet, I think we did speak about it last time as well, but I'll touch on it again. You get told this is what you're going to do. Your sole purpose is to find joy. You can create whatever you want, and then after you go back to that consciousness where we're all one. It's a theory that someone told me when I was in uni.
The egg.
Don't know, maybe.
Go on.
It's called the egg, isn't it?
I don't know.
That every single it's like so consciousness is all one giant being, and each particular life is the same person on a different timeline. So it's like you could be reincarnated. So say you die now, then you get reincarnated as a guy in Vietnam in the 1700s.
Yeah.
And the next time after that, it could be 10,000 BC.
Do you believe in reincarnation though?
But but that would be.
That's what the egg is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
meant to
yeah.
say.
I think it might be that or something similar. But she said that I'm sure there was an egg in the photo actually. You live as every single person,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
then
that's what it is.
become God.
Yeah.
Wait, and
So,
then
like,
what? Sorry.
Become God.
Become God. Yeah. So you like
Or
so each
consciousness itself, like.
each person. So
Alright.
say for example, like I'm the 10th life. You're the 100th life. You're the 1000th. And then when you die, you go back into this plane and you recover all knowledge of the original lives that you had. So
Which is why, like,
you're living out every single human life to the point where when the last one is finished, you will have attained the amount of knowledge and wisdom of God.
Enabling you to be a god. I can't even say that. Becoming a god?
Yeah,
That's a
it's
mad
crazy.
thing.
not becoming a God, becoming the God.
Being the god.
The centre of it all. You've lived every experience there can be. That's why a lot of people like me, I feel like I've lived a lot of lives.
Okay, elaborate on that.
Would you get like dreams and stuff? Like if you
No,
were,
not
like,
really, but I just feel so, I don't want to say advanced, but...
Nah, be real with yourself.
I'm
You
not
feel
I'm
advanced.
I'm not a kid, like...
Yeah.
I don't... A lot of people my age, they're in packs. They are Neanderthals in packs.
Yeah, well,
That's very true.
wearing the
We play
same,
sports.
wearing the same white socks,
Yeah.
shorts, white
Yeah.
t-shirt, bustling around.
Yeah, the same normal
yeah.
kind of thing.
They go to their hard labour job.
Mhm.
If this is you and you enjoy it, that's absolutely
play to
fucking
you.
fine.
100%. Yeah.
If you do your labour job, you text the boys, what are we doing this weekend? You go home, you play a video game, then they start pre-drinking, they go out, they drink.
Same
They
old
are
normal kind of thing, innit?
Lions looking out for a lioness in the pack,
Yeah.
in a nightclub, and
It's
then
animalistic,
they
like,
recover
like,
it. That's
it's
what
just
it is like.
reactionary. There's
Yeah.
no thought in what they're. I'm not thinking about how am I going to affect the people.
I think a
around
lot
me.
of it is not having a conscience.
Yeah.
I
It
think
is, yeah.
I think I remember last time when you spoke about your dad. There was this group from Ireland, and they kept coming over to a church near me, and they do I think was it Club Lighthouse, and they just do activities for kids and older kids for the 2 weeks that they were there.
Yeah.
But at the end, they talk about Jesus, and that was the basis of it all.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a religious man, and then I was a bit of a prick actually, and then we said a prayer once, and they said, "Oh, you're just going to say this prayer, and you're going to let the Lord into your heart."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, alright, I fancied one of the girls, so I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Funny guy.
Done it, and I've had a consciousness since. I've been awake since. I haven't been nasty to anyone
Once you said that prayer.
intentionally, yeah.
Damn.
But perhaps that's just me speaking to myself,
Yeah. true.
Telling your consciousness, which
waking my
you now
consciousness
have,
up.
To wake
and you're
up.
saying, right, listen, you don't have to be
So like,
bad to
when you're in
people.
school, you all say prayers.
Yeah.
Come by, my Lord, come by.
Yeah.
But when a lot of times I did when I was in school, I'd be saying the prayer, and I'd be focusing on my voice. I don't want my voice to break when there's people next to me.
Yeah.
I know the girl next to me is lip syncing. She's not actually saying this prayer. You're not focusing on speaking to yourself.
Yeah.
Once you say that and say, "I let you in," who is that voice inside you speaking?
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true,
Yeah.
actually. I have that head a lot.
In a conversation.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people don't have that. A lot of
Yeah.
people can't speak inside their head.
Do you know, that's so weird that you mentioned, I was talking about this shit last night.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
What's it called?
It's like...
In a dialogue, is it?
Yeah, it's in a dialogue.
Yeah.
Some people have... So, the weird thing is that some people don't have an inner dialogue, so they only see in their mind in pictures.
Yeah.
But then some people have the opposite. They cannot picture things in their mind, so they have no mind's eye.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
they only have a voice. They can't picture someone in their head.
Whoa. So, some people can't.
Can you speak to yourself in your head?
Yes.
Some people can't.
And some people can't picture stuff either. So it's like...
Well, you can't vision things like you can't vision
Yeah,
like
yeah.
food and that.
Bro, it's even down to like, because I've done this since I was a kid. I always
Yeah.
had like a massive imaginations, which is why I still do like arts and stuff like that. Like, 'cause I can picture stuff,
Same,
I'll
yeah.
see it, I'll be like, right, I'll make that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like the same, if I picture like a circle by there and then like a little skyscraper, a couple of skyscrapers start coming out and shit, it's like I can picture it.
Yeah.
But then certain people will just
They
say,
can't do it.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I told my
How
mate-
you see an invisible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like they don't understand it. They don't get
That's
it.
so weird.
I told my mate and he was
They're
like,
wired to be able to do it. It's a strange one.
my mate was like, what do you mean you got a voice inside your head? Whose voice is it? I was like,
It's like it's mine.
I was like,
Bro.
what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you? Isn't
And I
it
was
normal?
Like, I was like, what do you think? And he's like, oh, I see pictures.
Yeah.
What do you mean? And some people are going to listen to this now and think,
That's true.
they're not going to think,
They ain't
they're going to
gonna-
go, picture. And that's just normal for some people, like.
That's so true. You know what? Staying on that topic, yeah. Earlier, I was watching this video, yeah, and I found it so weird. So someone on the video, yeah, on YouTube, was eating sour sweets. Before they ate it's happening now. Before they ate the sour sweets, yeah,
Feel it.
my mouth was watering.
Salivates,
Yeah.
Salivates?
As soon as he put the sweet in his mouth, my mouth was gone crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is that happening to me? Do you guys know that's
Funny,
so weird?
That book as well, this is going to be the Dr. Joe Dispenza podcast.
Yeah.
He speaks about a lot, but one of the, it's all backed by scientists and
Yeah.
experiments. I'll talk about the chick one as well, but the first one is they had a group of people, let's say they were split into three. The first group did nothing for a week.
Yeah.
The second group trained their biceps for like, let's say an hour a day for a week. And then the third group didn't train the biceps, but imagined they trained the biceps.
Okay.
They closed their eyes and imagined curling and squeezing the muscle, but didn't actually move their arm. And then at the end of the week, the people who imagined curling, their strength in their arms increased by 30%.
Just imagining
Just
it.
imagining it.
Compared to the people who are
You've done
actually
the
doing
same
it.
thing with people. They teach a group of people how to play piano,
Yeah.
and then they'd show a group of people how to play piano, but wouldn't let them touch anything, and they could all play the piano. They, in their brain, everything connected as if they had already played the piano.
Do you know what?
That's some interesting stuff.
They did an experiment about this sort of stuff. It's called a morphic field, with the theory of like the. So what happened was that there was a couple of islands off Japan with little monkeys just out doing their thing.
Yeah.
chilling out. Some on that island, some on this one, some on that one, and they took a fruit. I think it was a fruit that wasn't indigenous to any of the islands. Took it to one of the islands, approached the monkeys. And they were like, showed them how to open it. So then they were like, all right, cool, and they were like taking them apart. They were messing around with it first, and then they learned how to open it.
Mm-hmm.
So they then went to the second island, gave the monkeys the fruit, and then they could open it straight away. They'd never seen this fruit. It's not indigenous, but the monkeys on the second island could open the fruit straight away.
After going to the first island and trying to teach the other monkeys.
So it's almost as if they'd linked up, and in the same way that like humans discovered fire and started building stuff at the exact same time at all points in the world, when we couldn't travel between those times.
That's
So
so
you know what I mean? So
weird.
it's almost like people are linked on this.
So we're like You know what? Saying that, bro.
It's like birds knowing about earthquakes before they happen and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like there's odd senses that we've talked about this so much.
I was just
Like,
gonna go into it
people
then,
have
like,
senses that we
it's
just don't know
crazy.
about.
Yeah.
Because there'll be things, yeah, like the other day, I experienced some weirdness, right? So I was with my friend, and she was basically like, guess what I got us for dinner or something, like, do you know what I mean? A dessert, innit? I don't know, I just sat there and I said, cheesecake. Listen, go into the fridge, what you whip out? A cheesecake. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
But that's not the first experience. So another thing was like, I went to the toilet now, yeah, and I've come back. In my head, I'm coming back now to say, yo, I fancy a run. Let's go for a run. So I've walked in, She said, should we go for a run? Before it's even come out of my mouth, she said to me, should we go for a run? I'm thinking, what?
What is happening?
What?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Like, maybe that's the indigenous thing that you're talking about,
Yeah,
right? Like,
for
it's just
sure.
in my
I was,
mind, but in her mind. But she's saying it.
But you've
What does that mean then?
Recently, right, I was trying to pick a film to watch.
Yeah.
And my partner was on the floor with the baby. And I thought, I know what to watch. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Big Marvel nerd.
Yeah.
And it opens, because as soon as I think of that film, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen
This
it
is
yet.
the one that I need to watch because I watched Far From Home the other day.
I'm
and it was
going.
sick.
So it opens up and Miles Morales is there and he's singing Sunflower by Post Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, banger.
And I think, as soon as I think of that film, I think of that song.
Mm.
So I thought, I'll put that on. And I didn't say anything about it. I started scrolling to look for it. And my missus goes, needless to say, I keep check.
Just start singing the song, bro.
I was like, what? I said, why are you singing that song?
Mm.
And she's like, I don't know why. And I was like, I want to put the film on with that song's like the
Yeah.
fucking theme of it, like.
It's the start.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think that happens though? Like, what the hell?
So it's
We're all
like a
consciousness.
sense though, isn't it? It's like a.
True. So it goes back down to the conscious of
I
all of
think
us being
so.
conscious, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you saying? Sorry, bro. I cut you off there.
Well, it's like people linking up. Do you know what I mean? Like they sync with each other. Like I feel like I notice this a lot with so when couples spend a lot of time together, like you've been in a relationship for a couple of years, everything's fine, and then because they've shared that space, they've been together for so long, they'll talk, they'll do their thing. It's almost like their minds sync up because they'll finish each other's sentences.
And
all that, yeah.
That's
That's what you guys
should we
do.
go there?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking that.
We'll be driving and she'll say something and I'm like, that's exactly what's going through my head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think
Sometimes we don't even speak and
That's trippy.
we'll just look at something and laugh because we both know exactly what it means.
Bro, it's happened to me.
Another thing with relationships is the longer you spend together, the more you will look like each other.
Yeah.
Yo, I've heard of that. And dogs.
And dogs.
And dogs.
That's all you see. Like, she'll
my
see my
God.
face more than I see my face.
Yeah.
Depending on how vain you are. But
you
because that's all you see, you can create things in front of you. I tell you what, right, which is gonna
so
fucking
weird.
flip this table.
Go on. I'll flip the table as well, Ben. Please.
One time.
Yeah.
I must have been, and you could ask my friend if he didn't fucking block me. All out in the garden, jumped off his wall, and for about 3 seconds, I just floated.
Fuck off.
Bro, let me
my
flip
fucking
the
life.
table. What do you mean you floated, bro? I'm
On
ready
my
to
life.
flip it, bro.
Like, there's only so many levels you can go before people think you're a whack job.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
jumped and just didn't come down for about 3 seconds.
Did he see this?
Yeah. He'll talk about it this day.
That's
We
the
fell out, so
fucking
he's blocked me,
wildest
but
shit.
yeah, his name's Jack. So Jack, if you're watching, just
Jack,
comment.
we need you to come and say
boy flew.
this is the truth, okay?
Yeah,
Please. What?
Nuts, like.
Suspended.
How did that
Yeah.
feel?
I just.
Were you baffled when it
No one's
happened?
gonna believe it. Yeah. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And there was 3 of us there. I can't remember what the other one was. But like to this day, you'll say, "Remember when you flew?"
Raz, man won't
Nuts,
saying
like,
that.
Nuts.
Jesus.
I didn't try to, like, I don't know how the fuck it happened, but
Mm.
we was all just in his garden, just like one end of his garden was like broken down. So to get into his garden, we just used that bit, and we all just like jumped, and I just went.
Man floated. I
That's
can't
crazy.
believe that, bro. That's weird. You know what? Going to floating, I weren't really floating, but I used to jump off buildings.
Same.
Do you get me? On a, it's
Parkour.
so weird.
When you were younger.
Yeah, and you know what it is?
Same.
I used to get, so like, let's say for instance I'm going on holiday on Tuesday, yeah? On the Monday, I'm doing all I can to hit myself. I don't know what it was. It was just one of those things I did. I'd go on a building and I'd just jump, but I'd never hit myself. Do you know what I mean? And I'd do it with confidence.
How tall are these buildings you're jumping off,
Bro, like, tall. Do you know what I mean? They were pretty tall
man?
buildings.
Landing straight. Feet
Bro,
first.
I'm landing feet
Fucking
first.
Like Iron Man.
Landing feet first, you get me? Just landing. Because I'm going on holiday, I'm excited. I'm going on holiday tomorrow, do you know what I mean? I've got all this adrenaline in me. I'm just enjoying jumping off the building. It sounds so weird right now, but I know the brothers, hopefully they're watching, they can back it. Do you get me? Because we're all just young and they're looking at me like, what's he doing? Why is he going up that building and
Yeah.
jumping off?
A lot of it's belief.
weird.
Like, you knew you wasn't gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah, because I'm going on holiday tomorrow. I can't afford to hurt myself, do you get me?
When I was in uni, it was just sort of my mindset. I was like, you can do anything you want.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can create anything you want. I didn't know anything about law of attraction. And I said, if you're on a motorway and it's a lorry coming towards you 100 miles an hour, and you put your shoulder into that lorry and want it to stop, that lorry will flip over you. It'll stop.
Yeah.
And they were like, shut up. And they said, if you can do anything, jump out the window. Stood out the window.
You hopped out the window.
Only second story, like, yeah, jumped out the window.
What they say after that? Just looked at you like you're
They didn't say
crazy.
anything. They were like, you fucking weird.
Yeah.
You jumped out the windows, fella.
That's what happens though. They start calling you weird, innit? When you do
Yeah.
these things. But you just
Like-
asked me to jump out. I believed I could jump
People
out and
might
do
watch
it.
the first podcast and say,
Yeah.
oh, he's a bit deep. Some people are going to say he's a whack job. And then when I come on and say, so I flew. I'm like,
Ben, it's done. It's
at one
done.
point, I got really into inner chi. On
Yeah.
the key, and
Oh, yeah.
Some like I see some videos of people lighting newspapers on fires with their hands and.
That's interesting.
That's cheap.
Have you ever learned something like that?
No, I tried, but
I'd love
after
to
a week of not
That's-
setting anything on
yeah.
fire,
I've had enough of this.
in my mind, I probably thought my mum was going to kill me if I set something on fire.
Yeah, maybe
So,
subconsciously.
I didn't-
That's why it weren't happening. Like,
Let's have a go.
that's crazy.
That's the same with the Iceman, though, isn't it? Very
Yeah.
similar sort of thing. Like there's a
Iceman
dude-
Hoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Sits in
legend,
ice
bro.
And he can control his own body temperature. He'll just be like, I'm warm. And
I-
his
yeah,
body
I
would
did.
just be warm in a fucking vat of ice. He's jumping
I
in
think
like
I fucking-
rivers like in Iceland and stuff like that as well. It's just like
I think
It's
I
nothing
seen
to
that
him.
right years ago, and it was a group of us sleeping over my friend's house, and I told myself that I could do it,
Yeah.
and it was freezing. I was all out in the back garden, and I said, no, I can make myself warm. I sat there and tried to do it, and I just spewed everywhere. Right, and I was warm.
Maybe you got too warm.
Yeah,
You get me? Maybe you got too warm, sitting there thinking about
yeah.
too much.
I should have just flew.
Because now thinking of that, yeah, now you says that, when I go swimming, I always do this thing to myself. I'll go underwater, and that's all I'll do. I'll swim underwater. Do you get me? If you don't believe it, I'm gonna post a video out. Say nothing.
You'll
Yeah.
see 'em.
But I literally just swim all the way underwater, just swimming, and like I control my breathing and tell myself, yo, this is mine now. I'm nearly there.
Yeah.
I'm nearly there. And then before you know it, I'm there. Do you get me? I get it, but I don't do that. I just control the breathing. I'm like,
calm. Yeah.
and then go again.
Do you know why
Do you
you
get
go
me?
underwater and why we jump off buildings? It's because it's the closest thing to not being a human.
Oh, see, and I
That's
always
so
say,
interesting.
go on.
That's so true.
Doing
yeah.
parkour, for me, it was the closest thing to being a superhero.
Yeah.
Because when you're jumping off a building,
That's true.
you're flying through the air.
That's very true. And obviously, you're not a human being, innit? Because I used to
Yeah.
say, I don't think I'm human. Do you get me? People may think and look at me like I'm crazy, but sometimes I say I don't think I'm a human being because I feel like I'm different
Yeah.
to some of the people I surround myself
yeah.
with. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, why are you not like that? But then I started thinking like, oh, no. Why are they not like me? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've-
It's one of
I've
them
been
weird
like-
ones.
Like, some people I've made friends with, and we've trained together, or we've gone somewhere together.
Yeah.
I think it's a really nice person. Like, they are not like a Neanderthal.
Mm.
And then we'll go somewhere and they'll go, loads of nice girls in here, isn't there?
And then boom, you know.
Fuck, you know, it's just like you're another one.
You
Yeah,
ruined
I
it. Yeah, nearly
I
had
could
you,
have been on
bro.
my fucking yacht.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. I'm coming on that yacht, by the way.
Yes.
Both me and Aeddan, do you get me? He said he's gonna take everyone on a yacht next year.
Oh.
What did you say? You're gonna have 4 million?
Goal next year, 4 million. And when I'm done together, I'll just rent a big fuck off yacht. But the thing is, I'm speaking to my friend today about it.
Yeah.
I don't really like people, so I probably won't go. So just be everyone else.
I'm a lot like that too. I'd like to stick to my own space
Yeah.
a lot of the time. People stress me out. They always
Yeah.
have that.
Why is that though? Why do they stress you out? Like, why do people stress
We're
you
not
out?
the same.
Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it?
Not too much. I think it's more fucking autism, bro.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm
Autistic.
not
in
having a good time.
you. Yo, I never actually knew that. I can't. When you told me, I was like, what? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
man,
Well, let's
yeah.
talk about that actually because
It's-
I feel like there's a lot of people who are out there. They're like autistic, but you don't actually know
Yes.
that they're autistic. Like, do you get me?
It depends where on the scale you are. Because if
Yeah.
you're like high functioning, you'll like interact with people fine.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of the time you'll tend to mimic. So like a main thing we do is like mimic other people.
Okay.
It's like whether it's accents or your face. Like we'll copy what you're doing, so then you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you're talking to yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's a good
Yeah.
technique for interviews as well.
100%, yeah. But it's a technique that a lot of autistic people tend to use to just be like, here you go.
How
Because,
do you like? Go on.
It's the same with like reactions and stuff. Like if I, because right now I'd be masking, and masking is like you cover up your traits to just interact, and then you get to go with people.
Yeah.
But I could sit here and just have a straight face and stare at you and have a conversation, and that would be normal to me.
You're doing it now.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, if I don't consciously make a decision to be like, hi, I'm a person, I'm the same as you. Like,
it may look a bit weird sometimes for the person who's receiving it, right?
Yeah, it's like it's just a different, like, it's social interactions and stuff like that. It's just a different kettle of fish. Like, I could be fucking butt naked in front of like a load of random people and I have no qualms about it because I don't have any boundaries on what I should be doing, and this is like not allowed.
Prove it. I think a lot of older people are on the spectrum.
Yeah.
But don't know it. Like a lot of people.
It's undiagnosed. It's the whole. It's the lost generation of people. Whether it's autism, whether it's depression, whether it's schizophrenia, like.
You speak to a lot of people, and nothing. They like. It's like a filter that's not there. Like. Not in a bad way, but like you'll have a conversation with some people and it just doesn't click for them. Like.
Yeah.
Even like.
You can see their eyes going, trying to process it. And it's just like this is.
Yeah.
This ain't working for you. Do you know what? It was interesting what you were talking about as well about a conscience. Because I always see it as critical thought. And like, because this is, we're moving away from autism.
Yeah, cool.
I thought it was even, but yeah, it was like critical thought in the sense of, do you know when you start breaking down your behaviours and like, why am I doing that?
Yeah.
When you get to that, it's like a thing that snaps in your head when you hit a certain age. You're just like, what is going on? What's the reason I'm feeling like that? Like, what is this compared to when you're a kid?
Is there a certain age though? Or people just don't do it?
But this was the thing, is that I've seen people who are like 40 who don't have critical thought. They just react to a situation.
To
you
everything.
speak to them, they're not thinking about what they're saying. They're just like, oh yeah, okay, and they repeat the same sentence. They're like, they're not present. Do you know what I mean? They're not like with it whatsoever. And that's a good point to be fair. Is it an age thing? Is it a mind thing? Are certain people just not capable of doing it? Because I just know so many people that don't think about what they're gonna do.
I work
just
with
like explode.
Yeah, and just do it.
Everyone's reacting. There's gossip going around. Everyone's fighting, and it's just like, if you just thought about what you were gonna do before, none of this bullshit would have been going.
I worked with a guy in Lidl, and he hated his job. Been there years and years and years and years.
Yeah.
And he liked his drink. His routine would be wake up, go to work, complain about work, go home, have a drink, complain about work.
Yeah.
And then
Always complain about
and
work.
then go back to work.
It's
If you keep complaining about work, you're going to find things in work to complain about.
Yeah, of course, all the time.
If you think, oh, my job is shit, and you go to work and something bad happens, you're like, see, I'm reaffirming this in my brain. This is shit. If you go to work and you hate your job, but one day you say, I look for the good things today in work, and you go in and someone goes, nice guy you are. I've cut your hair, looks nice.
Just give you positivity, like, right?
I'm having good things on his work. I'm receiving good things, and you could alter, like, but some
It's
people
mad,
just
isn't it?
choose not to.
And it's all down to thinking, really, at the end of the day, like, do you get me? Like,
That's it. It's thinking.
thinking, innit? That's it, like, do you get me? All you gotta do is think. The box says over there, think and grow rich if you want to get rich, I guess, do you get me? Or think and grow pretty, or think and grow fast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
He talks about the power of a question. So I remember reading it on a plane, and it blew my mind. Like, if you're in a situation which is going to get you down, or someone texts you something you don't like, or says something that you don't like, you question, or if you're in a bad mood, you question, what am I feeling now? So I'd be like, right, frustration. Why am I feeling this? Because they've just said that to me. How do I want to feel? Good.
Yeah.
Feel good.
So you talk to yourself, basically. You
Give
talk
that
yourself out of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, I've started doing that in the past few months. And it's like, rather than reacting, as we said earlier, just straight up reacting to everything, it's really good to just think about it and like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need to react. Because if I react, I'm going to feel bad all day. I'm going to feel like a mess all day. Do you know what I mean? So there's no point of me to reacting like that. Whereas I just think about it. I'm like, okay, cool. Let it go. It's done.
You
Do you know what I
control your
mean?
emotions.
Leave it in the past and them saying there. Yeah, that's very true, man. I like that a lot. But obviously, I want to go back to the autism thing though, bro.
Yeah, fully.
How did you know you were autistic? Or like, was it from younger?
So I was in counselling a couple of times. Like, a lot of crazy shit happened when I was younger because my dad was in the army, so he went to Kosovo, then he went to Iraq, then he went to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He came back and he was a bit of a fucking loose gun, basically.
Yeah. Fair play to him for going though. Fair play.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? Fuck the Brits, though. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, you lot. Sorry, I know I'm gonna ostracize a lot of people, but at the same time, imperialism's not the way. You know what I mean? It's 2021.
What does that mean, bro? Because
Stop invading places. Basically.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not on an army side sort of thing. But yeah, so past that, a lot of bad shit happened, and then. So then I was going through counselling, and I was seeing like a lot of different therapists, and I was like 14, 15, and it was like odd little things that I was doing. It was just like I'd sit on a desk and I'd spend more time, right? I'd be in lesson and these teachers would come in. It's not as if I wasn't capable of doing it.
Yeah.
I could do any lesson. I could take on anything. I was just like, I was with it. And I'd just be there and I'd like organise all my stuff, make sure everything's straight, the paper's straight, the pencil's on the side, get another rubber by there, fixate on that. Then I'm thinking about, then I saw a bird flow past the window, so I'm looking at that. I'm thinking about birds, and I'm thinking about feathers, and I'm like, evolution. Do you know what I mean?
So you just keep going deeper into your own thoughts and mind.
So I'd say like on a mental level, it's more just like things don't really stop. It's just sort of a constant rush of just thoughts, and then I'll think from that, and then it's like this thing over here, and like, oh, I'll get distracted because it overlaps a lot with ADHD, but it depends on what certain things that you like pick up. But it's even down, it's like I take things a bit too literally as well, so like I don't understand the nuance in what you're talking about. So like when people are saying, when teachers used to say to me, pull your socks up, I'd be there pulling my socks up and I get sent out.
Quite literally pulling your socks.
And I get sent out because they think I'm taking the piss out of me. I'll just be like, right, get out.
Yeah.
Stand outside for 20 minutes, you're not coming back in.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's odd senses, and like, if a girl likes me as well, I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to deal with it. Don't know how to cope with that. I'm very like, most girls that I've met or like relationships and stuff like that have come from like a drunken night, so it's a very Dutch courage sort of situation. But yeah, so then when I was like 15, going from the therapy, I'd move. They were saying that there's certain things that you're doing and certain behaviours that you have that we just want to see what's going on and see how you're interacting with this sort of stuff, because like obviously therapy's not going to work in the same way when they're telling me to do stuff and I'm taking certain things literally when they don't mean that or whatever. And yes, then I got tested for it and I found out when I was like 15.
How was the test? Like, what do they do?
It's like reactions to situations. So they would give me like, do you know like how you did like GCSE maths?
Yeah.
And they'd say like, Sally has 3 green apples. And
Yeah.
they give you just a situation. It's the same sort of thing, but they'd be like, how would you react in this situation?
Okay.
This makes sense. And then they're looking for, did you understand the vibe of the situation, or have they completely missed it? And they're like trying to, do you know what I mean?
I was trying to gauge if you actually understood what. Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's, like, because I've got to like watch people's faces and listen to the tone of the voice to like understand what your emotion is. Do you know what I mean? Because like I don't do that. It's a good example is that my mate Karis. She's very good at walking into a room, can sense how someone is from the get-go. They're just like, you're sad.
Yeah. Just she knows like straight away. Like yeah.
Don't even need to don't talk to them. Don't listen to anything.
Yeah.
Whereas like for me, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. To be able to walk into a room and be able to be like, you're upset. I can tell.
When I was in uni, there was this girl that I was sort of speaking to, dating. And we was all pre-drinking in uni, and some more people came in, and these girls were really loud. They came in, and the girl I was speaking to, she just went to a room on her own, and she just sat on her own like this. And I walked in, and I said, "You're right." She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, just because these girls come in, I mean, my intention's gone off you." She's like, "How the fuck do you know that?" So I think that's sort of, I don't want to say the opposite to autism, but as well, someone's told you you're autistic, so everything you do now, which you think is not normal, mentality-wise, or mentally, you think, it's the autism. But that's just how people's brains are wired. Like, just because someone's given you the label of autistic.
Yeah, it's because it's dangerous to like put yourself into a thing.
If someone says, if someone says, you're shit socially, so you're autistic and you shit socially. Yeah. When you go and meet a new person, you think, fuck, I can't speak to them because I'm autistic.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just how your brain 100%. Fucking works. Like.
It's like it's good. It's about balance.
Balance.
Exactly.
Shout out Floyd.
Shout out Floyd. But honest, it's balancing it. Like as long as you've got, because it's good to learn about yourself and understand the parts about you and how you react to certain situations, what you like, where you want to go, things that have made you feel bad, things you deal with. But it's also good to not dwell in it.
Yeah,
You
of
can't
course.
spend way too much time
Sometimes-
sat down stirring about all of that sort of stuff. It's not good for you.
No, sometimes I'll be out and I'll speak to someone, maybe with my partner, and I'll be in a conversation, I'll say something as if I'm trying to make someone laugh, and I'll walk away and she goes, "You must be autistic, how can you say that?"
Yeah.
But if I had gone to, not so much making fun of autism, but if I went to like, and done a test, and someone said, "Yeah, you're autistic," every time I'd be in a conversation, I'd be wary of saying something like that.
Yeah.
Because the spectrum is you're either not autistic or you further along, like, so we're all on the spectrum.
Yeah. Just not as much
Yeah.
as other people in a sense.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's just like brain wiring, isn't it? They call it neurodiverse. So like your brain just is wired in a slightly different way. So it's the way I always like to think about it is that there's no difference between any of us. It's just that, say your brain thought needs to get from here to here, and you've just gone in a straight line. Mine just might go like that, and go around here,
and round
still
like
get
On the other hand, back to Joe Dispenza, he cured a lot of women, a lot of people rather, just by getting in their head through meditation and things like that. If you went to see a doctor now and they done tests and said, "No, you just went through trauma.
Yeah.
You've seen what your father was like. You're not autistic and you're really good socially."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Fuck!" You'd go out and you'd try and pull everyone you could see.
Yeah.
That is so true because you'd believe that as well.
yeah.
Like, do you get me? Yeah.
that's true.
Someone's put you in a box and said you're autistic.
The potential of like rewiring your brain and like trying to train yourself to be there, that's interesting. But it's hard, isn't it? It's like, because this is why, because in one sense I do agree with like, when you feel bad, try and feel good, change your perspective.
Yeah.
And, like, it's all about your view on reality, but at the same time, sometimes like, especially with like severe depression, like I've had invasive thoughts for like 8 hours straight. So I'll sit down and it's like, you're shit.
Yeah.
Everything you do is shit.
You're just telling yourself all of that, yeah?
Not even telling myself, it's just an invasive thought. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
just thinking.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
come into my head whether I choose to do that or not. So like, I think for when you fall down the mental health route and you're like dealing with like depression or anxiety or whatever it is, I think it's important to not dwell on it too much, but at the same time, if you need time to sit in that for a bit, let yourself experience that, man. Life isn't about just being happy.
Yeah.
You have an array of emotions for a reason. You've got to sit in them sometimes. I'm pissed off today. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just be pissed off.
For a couple hours,
Yeah.
man.
I seen it
Get out of your system.
on Instagram or Twitter. I can't remember what show it was. It might have been Simpsons. And something happened, and he said, "I'm sad," and he said, "I'm also happy because sad is something I can feel, which makes me reaffirms that I'm alive."
Yeah.
So you're okay to feel other
yeah,
emotions.
yeah.
Like I said last time, like I've lost my father and my grandfather. And like yesterday I found a video of my father. I'm really happy, and you feel sad. You're like, "No, don't feel sad. Feel happy." But like, no, you're allowed to feel.
feel sad,
feel
like,
emotions.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's alright. Yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Like you said about, it's slightly really fucking off topic. We spoke about armies.
Yeah.
And we spoke about consciousness. I used to be deep into conspiracy theories.
Be on YouTube at 3 a.m, going on
Yeah.
the next suggested
Um,
video.
Ben was that guy.
One was about, like Far From Home, talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They use holograms.
Yeah.
The drones,
Yeah, they use drones with holograms to make things look real. Apparently, the next thing on this conspiracy agenda is they were going to do that for an alien attack, which would make all these different countries fighting wars come together as one planet,
Oh,
which links to the One World Order.
The ultimate enemy. It's always.
Yeah.
You know what? They
It's
do
away from us, like,
Yeah,
to bring us
100%.
all together.
Because humans
like
can't
one
do
consciousness.
That shit,
Is that called, like, what's that? One world order? Is
Oh,
that?
yeah,
You see that though? That's not far fetched.
yeah.
And I think I believe
Nothing's
you,
far-fetched,
and I believe
like,
that conspiracy
Yeah.
because that's what they're trying to do now. I reckon. Do you get me? They're trying to get everyone onto this one digital currency.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And then obviously the whole world's going to be using digital currency. What does that mean? It means someone has control now
Yeah.
of your money. They can stop it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is cut your internet off and boom.
If we all went to the bank and said, "I want to withdraw all my money," they couldn't. They
No.
haven't got it. They've just got numbers. Like,
Yeah.
you work in 40, 50, 60 hours a week for numbers
Nope.
in your bank account. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm nuts.
Because the economic system as well works on like, because the bank will spend your money.
Yeah.
They don't tell you this.
The bank will
If
put
you
money in
want-
the stock market to make more money on
Exactly,
your money. Like.
yeah. So like the money that you have in your account is not there. The bank's already fucking spent it yesterday, chucking it on Alpine maybe. Like, seriously, what happens? It's like,
It's true.
yeah, it's mad.
But
like,
I got 10 grand in the bank, and the bank is like, awesome, thank you so much. I've used your 10 grand to make more money, but for you choosing us to bank with, here's £1.10.
Here's £1.10.
Yeah.
It's
For
funny.
you.
we made a couple of grand on all of this, but
Yeah.
Just earlier, I watched a video actually about banks and money. It was the Migos, and they were telling, so what's his name? I forgot his name, but they were telling someone on an interview how they just used to carry millions in their pocket, like cash, because they didn't like banks. They couldn't
they
go
don't
to a
like
bank
that.
and get their money out at 2 a.m. in the morning. The banks had control of their money, so they were like, nah, we'll rather keep our money, have order control. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And obviously now we're speaking about it, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Was this meant to be? Was this consciousness meant to be?
On
Do you know
another
what I'm
level,
saying?
you know, we keep saying, like, the people who've got in fucking power are useless.
Yeah.
It's because we keep saying the people who got in fucking power are useless.
So as a
shit.
consciousness,
That's into it. Oh shit.
The entire world keeps saying our country is
They're all
run
fucking-
by billionaires who do not
donuts.
care about us. Because we keep saying the country is run by billionaires who do not care about us.
oh, and it's a collective energy which is saying it as well. So obviously,
Like,
we're
you
giving
know,
it out.
you know,
Like,
I'm sure, I'm not sure if it's a theory, but Dwayne Johnson
Yeah.
potentially might be running for president. And if that happened, everyone would be like, yes, I love The Rock, this country. Nothing would change, potentially.
but they just
But it's
John,
The Rock,
yeah.
so everyone's like, I love this country. This country is run by leaders.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson in the White House.
Bro, I want Kanye in the White House, man.
Yes.
Kanye is a guy. Bro, Kanye speaks sense. Come on.
Kanye once said,
Why?
your girl doesn't like me. How long has she been gay?
But bear in mind, like, America is essentially did you know the Empire in Star Wars?
No.
What Darth Vader's whole gang?
Oh, yeah.
The
That man.
Empire, that is America in this day and age. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, that is these guys. They're the evil empire that's going around fucking shit up. And then he put Kanye in the throne of the
Bro,
evil
Kanye will
empire.
change the lives of a lot of people, I reckon, bro. He speaks so much sense.
He does.
Like, you gotta think, you gotta look at him differently, because people look at him like, oh, look at this crazy guy. Before, when he was saying, I'm broke, I ain't got no money, I'm in debt,
Yeah.
and
52
now,
million in debt.
52 million in debt, and now what? Now we look at him, his
back up
Yeezy
again.
brand is worth God knows how much billions. Do you get me? This guy is a monster. Yeah, I think what he is, right? He is true to himself. Do you know what I mean? He can reflect to himself. He can tell himself the truth, the cold hard truth, which nobody wants to hear. But people think he's crazy for saying the cold hard truth. Do you know what I mean?
On another level, I'm sure he runs like his own church.
Yeah. He was
He
running the
wants
church.
to,
Yeah.
he's into like consciousness and all this, and he wants to live in a world where his great grandchildren can fly
And they will be
because
able
they've
to
got
fly.
no strings attached to them and they can fly.
Oh shit.
I think
His
right.
poetry, man, is
Yeah.
next level. In fairness, like, as far as music, the man is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
The man is a genius. Like, people, these are in a group of a very small amount of, like, new age artists that are instant classic. From when he was doing, what was it? Dropout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He smashed the college dropout, bro.
Literally.
Yeah, he did.
And he's kept it consistent, but that's what I mean. Like, it's dangerous when we get to the stage where we take a celebrity and we put them there because they're publicly liked. Because
Yeah.
we don't know who these people are.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very
Do you get
it's
what I mean?
true.
We see content, so in the same way, like, same with this. If we choose to, we could all say horribly offensive stuff.
Yeah.
Cut it out, none the wiser.
Yeah.
Someone just watched this and they've watched it and been like inspired, or they feel they
You
can
could
relate
post
to you.
this and edit it, and it could just be me going, haha, autism.
Exactly. Do you get what I'm
That's
saying?
true. And what happens then? You're cancelled then. You're
that's
cancelled by the autism community,
it
mate.
works- it
Cancel the
works
25.
Literally. What a life he's lived. Lost $1 million, cancelled at 25.
The thing is, no one would be knocking your door though, because you'd be too scared to like go up and speak to you. Do you know what I mean? So you'd just be outside,
Innit?
waiting for an opportunity.
Why did you have to say that, Aiden?
It's not ringing a doorbell, isn't it? Well, yeah,
It's true though.
But
That's
you know what I mean?
hilarious.
Like,
I'm
you come
outside.
out. I'm outside. Go out.
Autism.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's the perception of those people. Like, I don't know who The Rock is.
Yeah.
The Rock could be like swigging a fucking tequila bottle on TikTok. Like, I saw a video of him literally down in one. He's this fun, great guy, and then he could be
Different
abusive
at home or
about
something.
money.
Yeah, no, it's
He
true.
could be, like,
Autistic.
could be
It might not be good socially.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's
like,
true.
Could be,
You know what I always think? When you see two actors working together, or any actors, that actor, you see him on TV, they could smell, they could be an arsehole, they could have really fucking bad breath.
That's true.
They could spit on people.
You know what? I
don't
always
like-
think of that when people are
Yeah.
acting. I'm like, yo, how are you doing that? How are you getting so
Yeah.
close? Like, are you gonna tell? Did they tell the people like, yo, bro, you need to brush your teeth or something? Do you know what I'm saying? Do they do that? Like, I don't know. Do you get me? It's always baffled
No,
me.
they got fluffers, don't they?
Oh,
They
is it?
hire staff to like run over and like spray.
Spray the mouth and that. That's crazy, bro. I can't lie to you.
Don't know how we came to that. But.
Bro, listen, let's get into the looking into the mirror, yeah, and feeling connected to yourself.
Connected or disconnected?
Well, let's talk about it.
I'll start.
Yeah,
Go on.
Go for it, man.
I've never done drugs.
God, we're such opposite buds.
Apart from like steroids, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And when we went to Amsterdam one time, I smoked a joint, but I'd never smoked, so I was going and keeping it in my cheeks and just pulling it back out. And Jess was like, "How are you doing it so easy?" I was like, "Don't know."
How you doing it so easy?
Never inhaling it. And I
Yeah,
went to my
yeah.
head, there was and then we done. Jess wanted to try space cakes.
Yeah.
And then we seen a shop, went to the till, and they said, "Oh, we also do magic mushrooms." I was like, "Go on then."
Go on then.
And then
no way.
I was looking in the mirror afterwards, like, and my head just like, came off my body, and I was nuts. And I'm sure, like, the second time we done it, my missus had a bad experience. She just wanted to break up with me. And
Whoa.
I remember thinking, "Oh, that's it." And I looked in the mirror, and I just had my head floating with just black around it, and I was thinking, "Oh, if I die now, I don't care."
Yeah.
Anyway, when it comes to before we dive too deep into drugs,
Yeah.
when
I'll do it.
Well, yeah. When I'm like manifesting and speaking to the universe, it gets to a point, like I said, where I was driving and music kept speaking to me, and every lyric kept meaning something to me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like I'd think about that, and then Justin Bieber would come on and go, "What do you mean?" And then at one point I thought, right, if someone came to a roundabout, and I thought, if someone's doing it to me, just give me a sign. And on the roundabout was a big billboard that said, "Are you reading the signs?"
Right.
And when you do things like that, and when you like everything I've done like last year up to now, even this podcast, and like last time I was on this podcast, you said, "What do you want to do next?" I'd like to go into schools.
Yeah.
And like one of my old teachers messaged me
Yeah,
and
I
said,
remember.
"Can you come into schools?" and
I remember
teach it?"
that bugged me. I was like, what the hell?
That's crazy.
Doing things like that, you start to question who you're speaking to.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, this comes to me. I'm like, thank you, practicing gratitude. Thank you so much for bringing this into my life. And who am I thanking?
That's true. Who are
And
you
then
thanking?
sometimes you look in the mirror and you can speak and you can think, and it doesn't hold your body like.
You're just
Like-
looking.
Yeah, what am I looking at? Who am I looking at? And like we spoke about dimensions, and there's so many of these possible realities. Like I'm here right now, but it's raining is a reality.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's infinite amount. And I think in another dimension is me before in that consciousness field before I've come into this life, and I'm speaking to me. And
Just
when
in
I go
another
back,
dimension.
yeah, I'm just like a part of that me.
Yeah, yeah.
That higher, more enlightened me, and that me is on this path with me.
Right. So that me is obviously you walking around, looking after you in a sense.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's nuts, and like, because I was so much like my father.
Yeah.
Like, it's strange because, like, I see him once a year growing up until I was older. Maybe twice a year, but even like my mannerisms are the same. My hands are the same. The way I hold the baby's the same as he held me.
Is that
So sometimes now that he's passed, I feel him close to me.
Yeah.
Because I was so much like him. Is that me?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a different.
Oh.
Not mad.
Just
I
you
was
in a
used to-
different.
To me, I always used to think like the odd little things that you're being helped by could be your final self. So when you're just before you die and your life flashes before your eyes and it all replays, maybe there's little bits and pieces you could be like, nudge that.
Yeah.
I'm out there when I was 12.
Yeah. We spoke about
I was like 18.
what did we speak about last time? Speaking to our future self.
Yeah.
And like sometimes when I'm investing in things, I look in the mirror before I go to bed. I'll rock the baby to sleep, and I'm in the mirror and I'm thinking, you are a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm not yet. I'm thinking you are a millionaire, and then I'll come back to that when I am a millionaire. Look back in the mirror because I've just spoken to my future self, and then I'll answer my past self.
Okay.
That book, I knew I should have bought that book. Becoming Supernatural, maybe, or one of his other books.
Yeah.
He talks about there was like 3,000 people in hospital, bear with me, with sepsis.
Yeah.
And they had a group of people pray for a specific half. So not just half, specific names, people. And the half that they prayed for all got cured with the sepsis. And then after he says that story, he says, weren't you curious as to how so many people in one hospital got sepsis? And he says that those people were from, it was in the early 2000s they prayed for these people.
Yeah.
People were ill in the 90s.
Okay.
And they didn't tell them they were praying for people in the past.
Oh.
But the people that they prayed for to healed in the past. Those specific people.
What?
You have to read it to wrap your head around it. Because there is, like I said, there is no past or future. There's just this moment in different times. Like when I go home now, that's going to be me in another moment.
Yeah, that's the biggest misconception of stuff because like time is a measurement.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's a real thing because like gravity changes time.
I think everything's happening at the same time. Everything.
Yeah.
And just parallel. This is us now. This is me when I go home. This is me when I have my next child. This is me when I'm 60.
Yeah.
All happening at the same time.
It's all happening right now, basically.
One moment, yeah. And we just experience in each moment.
This is mind-boggling in my head, bro. I got a headache, fam.
We'll never know the answer until we're back in the consciousness field.
And how do we get there, do you reckon?
Die.
After
After our time. Whether I die and I come back as you.
Yeah.
Fucking hope not. I come back as
Cheeky.
you. And then after our time, we go back to that field.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Whether
What?
I go back and I'll be like, this was your life. I'll be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I done loads. I wish I'd done this. Or I could have done this. I was
That's
funny as
true.
fuck.
Yeah.
What am I going to do next?
Nah, this is weird. Because the other day, I watched something on YouTube again. I think it was 2 days ago. And there was this guy, he basically died on accident.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah, he had two pressure thingies on his arm or something, yeah. And the nurse pulled out the wrong one. So he died for 20 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, I seen it.
And he's just dead. But when he's dead, he said that he had someone or something who was with him. Do you get me? Walking through this journey and everything, like watching. Yeah, and he's watching himself basically dead. Do you know what I mean? These nurses still operating on him and stuff, but he's literally just there watching himself.
Yeah.
And obviously, that brings it back to the fact of like, when you die, you think about these things. Like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. Because then when he came back alive, his whole life changed. Like, he started thinking differently, and he's just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, rather than trying to wait for the future, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Here's something I seen on, I can't remember his name, but he's on Joe Rogan podcast, and he said, every man has 2 lives,
Yeah.
and the second one starts when he only realises he has one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, if I was about to die today, let's say, for instance, I got hit by a truck but survived, that's I think my life, well, I think my life would definitely change. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mine did. When my father died, I'm like, he was 44.
Yeah.
I'm
Makes you realize
26
more.
next month, like, I'm like, fuck. I'm just gonna do things.
Yeah. Rather than thinking about the future, you just do it now, like, yeah.
Just do what you want to do. Like.
Damn, dope. What some
But
interesting
on
stuff.
another thing, if it's like, I don't want to say simulation.
Yeah.
But if we can literally create whatever we want, we can be nuts. We can just go and do what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Bro, that's very true. And like, you know what? In terms of creating what we want, like I always bring it back to this one because it's my favorite. The Wright brothers.
Yeah.
And airplanes. Like, come on. Like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just so mind-boggling,
Yeah.
How these two brothers thought about this idea of being in the air, and now airplanes are one of the most important things of travel.
Yeah.
Do you get me? They can get me from here to China.
Goes back even further, man. That's like
Go on.
Da Vinci as well, because he had flying machines.
Yeah.
Da Vinci had
Assassin's Creed, bro.
blueprints for a tank.
Bruv, let's
Modern
talk
day
about
tank.
it.
Tanks,
What?
Yeah. I swear he had like prototypes. Because he was an inventor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Yeah, I saw he had blueprints.
And Tesla had like
Oh, Nikola Tesla.
everything Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
He said that in the future you're gonna have his lab. I'm sure it was burnt down when he died. He said in the future you're gonna be able to speak, send a photo, wirelessly.
Yeah.
I'll never fucking ridiculed him like.
Yeah, that's why they killed him off, because I think they started realizing this guy's actually got a point. Because he was getting, I might be wrong, getting energy from the ground. He started creating something where it's free energy from the ground. Do you get me? And then I think like the government or these top people were like, nah.
Because he wanted electricity to be free.
Yeah.
He wanted it to be the power source that saved the world.
Do you get me? And he was getting it from the ground for free or something.
Yeah.
Takes over.
What a
That's
guy.
mad, like.
Bro, can you imagine if he was still alive, like, now? Like, wait, no. Let's not even talk about that, yeah? Why don't we have these people no more?
What do you mean? Like...
Yeah,
The Nikola Teslas, the Da Vincis. Do you think that we've been, what's the word? Hypnotized
Yeah.
to, like, not think to our full potential? Yeah. Because these guys were thinking crazy, bro, like
100%.
Aeroplanes, man.
They were taking drugs.
Do you reckon?
They were taking drugs, yeah, because a lot of philosophers, a lot of, like, Einstein as well.
Yeah.
These guys were on opium. Because it was normal to smoke opium back then.
Yeah.
So, like, philosophy, like, this was, for the longest time, people had been using drugs. So they, it's like Freud as well. Freud smoked a lot of opium. Tons. And, it's taking you out of your normal perspective. So these guys who were inventing stuff.
Yeah.
But then what do we get in recent years? We get the war on drugs. And that's the difference.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Einstein created the energy equals matter, which is the law of attraction in the light of day. Like
Einstein,
energy is everything that's vibrating inside us. Everything is energy, and it'll create the matter physically in the physical world.
Yeah, I think
that's actually quite mad. Like,
it's such a good question that you asked, man. About like, do you think the people are hypnotized? Because yes, 100%. We get TV in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
We get celebrities of these idols that what you're meant to be like. You should be like him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be yourself.
You should be like this guy. Look up to this guy and stuff, right?
You want to talk about when I was taking steroids.
Oh yeah. Let's go to that.
It's because of that.
Shit.
Perception.
Yeah. Like everyone, I've done 2021. I done my first fitness modeling show.
Yeah.
And I was taking steroids, injecting. Didn't know anything about it. Wasn't even dieting properly. I would just inject myself twice a week.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be bigger as personal training. I wanted to take on more clients. And ultimately, I wanted to look good for other people. I wanted other people to look at me and think, "Fuck, you look."
So it wasn't even about yourself. It was about other people.
And like I don't even train now. As long as I'm healthy and happy. My mother said to me the day, "Shada, you could do with putting on some weight." I go, "Why?" And she didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
And she watched the last podcast, so she's going to watch this one.
Yeah.
There was no answer. Like, why do I need to put on weight? I don't. That's just your idea of what a good-looking man should look like. Fill t-shirts, like.
But it's not even her idea. It's someone else's
exactly.
idea that's been planted into her head to say.
I remember being on holidays with my mother, and there was this guy. He must have been on Kia, and he was big. And she said, "See, if you do 500 push-ups a night, you can look like that."
Oh, yo, you know
why
what?
is it into my brain? I need to look like that.
That's true.
And then the skinniest I was, when I was a personal trainer, I took on more clients. Because I marketed it.
Yes.
Not because I was a roidhead.
Because people wanted to look at you like, oh, look at this guy. Like, I want to be like this guy. Do you get me?
I was taking steroids to look in better shape to take on more clients as well.
Yeah.
But all the clients I was taking were 90% of them had just had a baby, wanted to lose their baby weight. So me being big,
trying to do this,
is nothing for them. Like, they don't care if my neck is thick and my jaw.
That's
like
true.
that.
That's true. That's
no matter to them. Like.
That's so true. I was just gonna say about that, like trying to do things for other people in a sense and looking different. Yeah, I got this one friend, and the other day he was telling me he got some new weight loss thingy-majiggy. I don't even know what it is. You get me? But I was so interested, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he said he's gonna use it and everything. But that is apparently the formula to what all these like social media influencers use, all these bodybuilders use to get skinny in like, I don't know, 12 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So you know how they always be trying to sell off teas and like Botox teas or whatever they call it, weight loss teas or whatever, do you know what I mean? they use these injection things to get skinny, yeah? They do a course of it for like 8 weeks. Boom. Body's looking great, yeah? And then, boom, they start marketing it, like you said, getting the teas, putting it up. Oh, I drank this tea for 2 weeks. Now my body's looking like this. The masses, because they have so many followers, are looking at them like, wow, all I have to do is buy this tea and drink this tea. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's crazy because we live in like a world where we follow people now. Do you know what I mean? Sheep mentality, I'd call it. Do you get me? People follow other people and like, right, he's doing this. How can I do that? There's not many, again, going back to critical thinking, not many people critical think and think about other ideas. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I said about unfollowing it. I'm trying to unfollow everyone on Instagram.
Yeah.
To a point where they block me for just keep on following. A lot of people, like a lot of these influencers, are in Dubai.
Yeah.
And like, everyone sees, everyone thinks, right, I want to go to Dubai. Dubai is a desert of buildings.
Yeah.
What do you want to go to Dubai for?
When was it built? Like, what? 20 years ago or so? Like, innit? It's so new, like, do you get me? And everyone wants to be out there. I mean, look, it looks gorgeous. I can't lie to you.
If you want to go there, then yeah, fair enough. But
But it goes against people's morals by going there too, bro.
Why?
Do you know, in Dubai, they've been taking people that are from, like, poorer African countries.
Yeah. Yeah, to work in that, innit?
As maids and essentially as slaves. Then.
Yeah.
They're getting paid, like, barely anything.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They were told by the embassy, yeah, we'll bring you over, give you a visa, like, you can work, we've got a job, you'll have a place.
Housing, all that, yeah.
Bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So
It's a
that's what I'm
mess.
saying, by, like, this is how deep the sheep mentality runs.
Yeah.
It's because that people will sacrifice their personal morals to go to a place that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dubai is the place.
Yeah.
We should go there. And it's like, yeah, but weren't you...
The same person.
Didn't you just put a Black Lives Matter poster up?
Come on now.
Last week?
Come on now, it's true.
and
It's
then
true.
deleted it for gay pride.
It's
true though.
just like what you don't actually believe. And again, sheep mentality. Even if you putting that post up in the first place, because you didn't think that, you've taken someone else's post and been like, yeah, everyone else is posting them, I'll do it.
That's
You didn't
crazy.
read it yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't look at these places. That's the problem, is that no one does stuff for themselves.
Nope.
It's too much about convenience.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I need to dress like. That's where I need to go.
Yeah.
I need a fade.
Yeah.
Come on, the almighty fade.
To be fair, all three of us sat
Yeah.
Yo, I used to get short back and sides. That was my haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. Do you know what I'm saying? And then this thing called fade came around. I was like, what's a fade? What's so different from a short back and sides to a fade? And then obviously the one time I just had a fade. I was like, oh, okay. Not.
Who is that in the mirror?
You know what I'm saying?
Who is that?
I'm a different guy now. But I know what you mean, because like, I might go bold. Do you get me? But am I only going bold because I don't want to be part of the sheep mentality? But then there's a lot of people who do that, and then you're being part of their sheep mentality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, it's like I've seen guys that have so much confidence.
Yeah.
Bold, but have so much confidence that everyone loves them.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they
one
get,
of them
like,
ones, isn't it?
If they're trying to talk to a girl, they handle it. It's fine. They're really into them, and they don't care. And then someone who's really self-conscious about it, he's a bit weird, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true,
You know what I
bruv.
mean? Like,
That's
he's
true.
sat over there in the corner, but like, you've got to move past this sort of idea of you should look like this. Look like you.
Yeah.
Imagine how many individuals we'd have if there was no social media.
Yeah.
Bro.
You don't know what to dress like.
But do you not think it's a little bit human nature though as well? Because like the same what's it called? The army, when they used to run armies around the fucking place, like Romans and shit like that. Like hundreds of thousands of people just listening to this dude being like, yes sir, 3 bags full sir, I'll go and die for the sake of you getting a bit of money. You know what I mean? Like, so people haven't changed.
Crazy.
I feel like people have been sheeps for the longest. You don't get too many individual leaders, because you tend to see that in like kids at early ages.
Yeah.
Will be the one that is confident. Everyone's like, they've got charisma from birth.
And people gravitate towards them as well because they want to be friends with them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's just that certain people are specifically born to be sheep, which
Yeah.
is not a bad thing.
It's not, no, of course not, yeah.
It's like,
it just
it's
happens.
not. Yeah. You're not, if you're the sort of person that doesn't want to make stuff on your own, you'd rather have that given to you because it's less stress.
Yeah.
Be happy, man. Sick. That's all good then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to search now, like, are people born to be sheep? Just to see what actually comes up, do you get me?
I think specific. I've always believed in this sort of idea that people have like roles. Like, you know how worker bees or ants. Like, there's a lot of animals around that they'll be born from the same eggs, but depending on the conditions, they'll grow up to have a certain role in the hive mind, essentially the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we have the same thing with leaders, thinkers, inventors, like fighters.
Yeah.
People naturally are gifted in certain specific ways. I think
if we didn't have these robots working in Amazon, we wouldn't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
I'm not saying that, and that's not their purpose to give me a book tomorrow. But
it's what they uplift. It's the bigger, biggest, like the bigger picture. That's what it is. There's only like everyone values leaders so much, and they're always just like, I want to be a leader. I want to be an individual. But it's like the collective group.
Have you got the balls to be a leader and an individual? Because you know what, like, leaders and individuals go through, bro.
Yeah.
They go through the change. They go through the, like, believing in themselves first, and, like, you know, being that person to lead and, you know, take the dive first is the hardest thing ever. I watched this film or video or whatever it was, and there was like this geezer was just dancing on the field on his own, vibing on his own, literally. Yeah, cool. Everyone's looking at him laughing like he's a waste man. Yeah, cool. Now another person's jumped in, started vibing with him. Started vibing with him. Now there's 2 of them. Yeah, boom. Now there's 3, 5, 4, 6, 12, 100. Everyone's jumped in. Now if you're sat down, you look like the weirdo. If you're not up dancing, you look like the weirdo. But what does that tell you? There's bare sheep, who will get up, obviously, because he was a leader. Yeah. The guy was a leader, do you get me? And it's like, the ones who got up, let's say, the 50th people to get up, they were the people who probably thought, maybe it's not too bad. Let me get up and have a dance. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it's like the first 10 people were the ones who were like, F it, I don't care. I'm here. Let's have a good time. But then the 100th or the 200th people who got up, they're the sheep. Let's be real. They're the sheep. Because they're not seeing everyone who's doing it. Do you get me? They're getting up, they're dancing.
They would have been the people that would have been looking at him, calling him weirdo, like, that guy's over there.
And that's it. So now they've gone from weirdo to joining in. Yeah. Do you get me? Because they don't want to be the weirdo sat down on the floor while everyone's dancing. Oh my goodness.
The key there, which is the word vibe, which everyone overlooks, is short for vibration. So all people are doing is raising their vibration and tuning into that guy's vibration.
That's it.
It's the same thing as there was a video of a guy.
I love that.
Loads of people in a big field, and there was just an old man sitting on a bench, and he was singing "Living on a Prayer." And everyone's just looking at him, and he gets to the chorus, and everyone goes, joins in with him, like.
I've seen that.
So they stop singing, everyone's just smiling, and they're all on the same vibration.
That's so true. So it's like all of us are just vibing.
Yeah.
We're all on the vibration when we're joining in with things.
I recommend that book, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King.
Yeah.
It's good vibrations. The word vibe is vibration.
Literally.
And because everything's made up of atoms are vibrating, everything's vibrating. All you're doing is raising that vibration and
we're just vibing.
Yeah.
I searched that thing as well, guys, about the sheep people. So it says about sheep people, sheep people can be very indecisive, lazy, and lack ambition. They are also fascinated by mysterious and are often religious. Sheep people are gentle and caring, but need lots of love and attention themselves. What do we think of that?
Do you know what? That's quite interesting. They said usually religious as well, because it's like, this is a book. These are the rules that you have. Follow these rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess I can understand that to an extent as well, because it's just like you haven't gone out and explored the world from birth to your age now.
Yeah.
You've just been like, sick. He told me that
this is
all the stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. That's all good.
Have you played the game Horizon Zero Dawn?
Yeah.
So they're like, so there's been like 1,000 years in the future, and they're restarting humanity because these robots took over. But when this computer system is restarting humanity, one of the evil guys is trying to get rid of knowledge. So when humanity starts, they won't have any previous knowledge. But imagine what the world would be like and not knowing what the past was like. Yeah. I think on a weirdly different level. We spoke about Tesla and Da Vinci.
Yeah.
If it was just like us, people like us in a room, and that was it on Earth. Not in a room, but that was people like us on Earth.
Yeah.
Like, could you create a Game Boy?
Yeah, true, yeah.
Could you...
That's a good question.
Could you...
What do you mean by that, though?
Could you build a car? Like, where do these fucking ideas come from?
Yeah,
a lot of people say, like, these ancient Egyptians were half fucking aliens or aliens bred with humans to build us. Where do you get those fucking ideas from?
Yeah.
And like the fighter jet was some fucking plane was almost exactly the same as a UFO that crashed. Where do you get all that knowledge from? Like I could never. I think I'm quite smart. Like I could never. You could put the tools in front of me, and I couldn't build a fucking phone.
Yeah, that's so true. That's what I mean. It's like because nothing's ever too clear cut. I feel like if you've got a perception of I think the world is like this, and these are the conditions, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
Once you do that, you're already lost. Because by saying that you specifically know that, like, that is what it is, you've got to admit, like, because I feel like I don't know whether you notice the same sort of thing. The smarter people I normally meet are the ones that realise they know nothing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the ones who are like almost there, but not quite, think they know everything, and they're just like, yeah, I trust my instincts 100%.
Yeah.
I know what this is. Whereas like, yeah, being able to stand back and be like, I don't know what the fuck any of this is, like all of this is.
Like
Well, that's why you should give stuff like Manifest and try. It's like I'm not spiritual. I'm not religious. I'm nihilistic. Like I believe there's just order, chaos, things happen, and that's fine for me. But I kind of came to a point in the last couple of years where I was thinking, my perception of reality. If I want to picture a dragon flying past that window right now, and just be like, oh, it's a sick day as a fucking dragon just went past the window. And if that's gonna uplift me and make me laugh for like 5 minutes, fuck it. Why is anyone like? Why should I care if anyone else thinks that I'm crazy? Because I'm laughing to myself and I'm walking down the street and I'm giggling.
That's very true, fam.
You know what I mean? Like, it's because that that's the sheep mentality thing. We've been raised and conditioned. Maybe it's a bit easier for me because I don't have the boundaries on the sense of like I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
So it's easier for me to just be like,
whatever, and crack on.
Because I don't even know what they're gonna think anyway.
Yeah.
But it's people being conditioned to be like, you've got to do it this way. Do you know what I mean? Like it was down to the graphic design stuff, right, that I was doing. My parents were always like, you need to do a course. Everyone does a course. There's a system there. Do the course. Pay for this. Go and learn it there. I didn't want to do it. Because why would I want to go and learn someone else's course? Let me just sit down and learn how to do it. Like
on YouTube, Google.
Do you know
Come
what
on
I'm saying?
now.
Like,
Yeah, I hear that.
It's people being taught that there's only one specific way to do something.
Like the educational system, essentially, isn't it?
Back school.
Yeah, come on now. They tell you, oh yeah, you gotta go through school. This teachers be saying you need GCSEs, you need all of this. I mean, come on.
My daughter's gonna go to school for social.
Yeah, for the social, innit?
Yeah.
Just for the
If
social.
she comes home and she says, "Oh, I don't like this subject," I don't give a fuck.
No,
Yeah.
Have you used Pythagoras in the last ever?
no.
Don't need to know that.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
You need
before,
to know fucking
what is it?
anything, mate.
3.14? Is that even Pythagoras?
That's pi.
Pi. See? Like, come on now.
You don't need to fucking know it. Like, I went to university, studied acting.
Yeah.
Because I seen myself as the next Jim Carrey. And then Jim Carrey didn't go to fucking uni to do acting.
To do acting, innit? Like, no, he just got on in front of a camera.
What the fuck, like? School teaches you to be workers.
Yeah, that's
That's
true. Sheep mentality
Get a job. Your uniform's out of place. Your uniform's be right because when you get a job, you need to wear the exact uniform.
Yeah.
Richest people I know wear the fucking joggers.
Do you know
That's what I'm saying, they really do.
Some shit on you. Do you think that uniforms are a way to condition people into capitalism and branding in the same way that I'm wearing a uniform and it's got my school logo and we all look the same? Then you go and work in Starbucks and everyone's wearing
The uniform,
the same
logo.
Uniform. It's like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like integrated branding and
Yeah.
like this sort of like herd mentality, like the mob mentality of like we're this group. It's even down to like I find it so dumb when someone like I hear two people talking about I've got an iPhone. Yeah, I've got Android.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck you, because
Yeah.
Apple's so much better.
Yeah.
But the camera on like, Google Pixel,
It's so
no one
true.
gives a fuck because neither of you made the phones.
Yeah.
You're not making money off of Apple. You're not making money
Yeah.
off any Android thing.
Yeah.
You're arguing about a group that you're not even tied to, but you've been
Yeah.
At all.
convinced by branding.
And that homeless guy on the street hasn't got any, and he's happy as fuck.
That's true. That's very true.
Exactly.
I got a question for you. So, and it's not related.
It's cool.
So, the meteor killed the dinosaurs,
Yeah.
and then evolution started again.
Mm.
Why didn't the dinosaurs re-evolve as dinosaurs?
I've always wanted to know that.
It's oxygen level.
Oh.
The what?
Oxygen level. So the Earth had a lot more oxygen content back then in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Then after, because there was a couple of events, a meteor hit, there was a super volcano that sprayed ash into the air.
Yeah.
So it covered the sky, no sunlight. So then plants were dying, which means like vegetarian dinosaurs were dying, which
I've
makes
always wanted to know that.
Yeah, so, but then past that point, the Earth now has less oxygen than it did way back when. So like, the early life, you had dragonflies that big.
Massive ones, like, you know.
Huge things. You had centipedes the length of this room.
Yeah.
Like,
is that because of the oxygen?
again,
Yeah,
the
okay.
same thing. So it just means that like you, an animal can sustain itself a bit easier.
Okay.
Whereas like you can't. The conditions on Earth are too fucked now.
Because of all the buildings and all the cars and all the boats and all the...
Not even that.
No?
It's just natural. It's just the Earth cycle. Like we just lost.
When's the next cycle, do you reckon, then? When are we going to get hit by a meteor? Like, do you know what I mean? It's been so many years now.
Today,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, could be today.
What would happen, though, if we got hit by a meteor? Like, what exactly would
Depends how
happen?
big it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we think we'd be done out here. But would we?
Depends where it hits. What if it's South America and then like this side of the Earth's okay, but then the other side is like completely.
yeah.
and
That's
then
so
the
true.
between boundaries of wastelands and shit. That's a. Do you know what it is? Love your family because you don't know when you're gonna go, right?
That's
this
true.
Could be
Yeah.
could be a meteor tomorrow. This is
Yeah.
a perfect thing. Like yeah, you've gotta.
Speaking about Earth, right, and sheep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's imagine thousands of years ago. For example, I didn't know when it was.
Yeah.
The Earth's flat. Yeah, the Earth's flat. The Earth's flat. Obviously, it's fucking flat. And then one guy was like, "Oh no, actually, we're
It's
all
a
on
circle.
this big fucking rock
Yeah.
spinning through space around the sun." And they're like, "Well, people underneath will just fall off." And they're like, "Ah, no, it's gravity." And what's gravity? It's invisible force
Yeah.
that pulls you to the Earth. And you're like, "Shut up."
Yeah, that's so
and
true.
Now, and now everyone's like, "Yeah, that's normal."
That's just the norm, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the norm. So now let's go back into the law of attraction. I feel like that's gonna become the norm.
Fucking hope so.
Do you get me?
Could be.
Everyone will be so happy.
Yeah, because everyone will start using it. Yo, all you gotta do is positive thoughts.
I don't know if everyone would be able to. Not like a mentality. Like if everyone could do it,
Yeah,
like you
Life
wouldn't
would
have
be
these
different.
robot workers on Amazon.
Yeah.
that's very true.
Because they'd create their own reality, or they'd do it and be happy about it.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I like no matter how happy I am, I couldn't work 60 hours a week for someone else. Like
Yeah.
no matter how much money he made me, that's 60 hours away from my family. Like my missus, she used to do full time, doing eyelashes and makeup, works in the house. Like, and now I'm like, you don't need to work, but she'll work like 5 hours a week, 3 hours a week, and I'm like, yeah, that's 3 hours away from your daughter and me.
Yeah.
You don't need to fucking go away to make someone else money. Like if you're not happy yourself, there
Yeah.
are other ways. Like
Yeah. And you've got one life, like we were saying.
Yeah,
you've got
exactly.
one life. Why are you gonna waste it? Like sat in a factory making someone
Yeah.
else feel better. Like, it's. Do you know what it is? It's safety. Again, it's convenience. It's just because you can't be asked to go out and make a
Yeah.
business yourself. Well, say, but then again, like, maybe you don't want to make a business. You don't want to do that, and that's fair enough as well. Like that's why like Tory sort of mentality doesn't work because they think everyone could just make a business and then everyone makes money. It's just like if that's not your personal ambition.
yeah,
I guess everyone could just make a business, though. I reckon. Do you get
Do
me?
you think-
Yeah, but-
it's like
yeah, they
but
can.
it's personal ambition, isn't it? Like it's in the sense of I don't want to have to manage a team just so I can live and be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to make another route. Do you get what I mean? Because just by the one way of saying that business is the way limits us because it should be all the ways that we make. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like opening it up. If you want to be a painter, like you should be able to paint, make money
Yeah,
off
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Do you
so
think?
that's a business.
yeah.
Because
True,
you're painting, you're doing your craft, you're doing your passion,
Yeah,
and then you're going to sell it. Do you get me? So
But
essentially,
you should
it's a
also be
business.
able to make money and paint not for profit.
Yeah,
Paint
as well.
just to enjoy.
Just to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once you do something you enjoy, the money comes anyway.
Yes.
And in
Yeah,
abundance.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Because you're having fun, you're doing it wholeheartedly, and you're doing it perfectly because you're having fun.
You can
feel
make
me?
money doing anything these days, right? And the best thing I found was, if you don't know what you want to do in life, what would you ask yourself? What would you do every day if money wasn't an option?
Yeah.
That's your answer. So, for example, what would you do every day? Smoke weed,
create
skate. Yeah.
yeah, like make graphic, like it's graphic design stuff. So I'd be like designing.
Then you're a graphic designer.
A show. I'd be doing.
Some people will watch and say, if I had all the money in the world and just what I do every day is play games.
Yeah.
And people making millions playing fucking Fortnite.
Yeah.
People doing YouTube videos and making money just recording themselves playing games.
Literally.
You can do anything like it, just put it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't know
If
what
you're
would I
enjoying
do.
it,
I feel like I do what I want to do anyway. Nowadays, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I enjoyed like podcasts and stuff. Do you get me motivating people and just
That's
like
what I like, making people laugh.
Yeah, networking as well.
Yeah.
Like I just all of these little things I enjoy anyway. So it's like I'm doing them because I'm having fun with it. Do you know what I mean?
But then people to be too scared of what we could do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Ourselves, so
Yeah.
It's just a bit more like it's real for us because we are those people.
Yeah.
And like you said though, you've got one life, so just I hope it just motivates one person listening. Just do it. I've left great fucking jobs to start a business and it's failed.
Yeah.
And I've ended up in call centers. Like
It happens
like,
though. Do you get me? Like it's not the end of the world.
exactly. Everything that's the path you're supposed to be on.
Yeah, I mean everything.
My
happens for a reason.
father-in-law, his dream car is a Nissan GTR, and he can afford 10. He can afford to just go and buy one, but he won't.
Why?
He won't go. He's like, no, they're really expensive and really expensive to run.
So
I'm like, you work in the steelworks, you could have your leg amputated tomorrow, and you'll never drive one.
Yeah.
on,
that's
like,
true.
Like my partner's like, oh no, you're not getting an Audi R8 yet. You're not getting a Ferrari yet.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I really wanted to, I'd get one now, but I'm not gonna get one until I've got enough to buy 3 fucking houses, and so I've got a garage going in. Yeah.
You don't want to be irresponsible.
But if I wanted one, I'd have one.
If you really wanted one, you
I
go and
would,
get it,
like,
like, yeah.
Because tomorrow's not fucking promised.
Nah, that's so true.
And
That's so
like,
true.
Like, the law of attraction teaches that the sole purpose in life is to find joy, and me driving a supercar would bring me joy. I'm not doing it so people would look at me. Cause
Ben, just go get one tomorrow, bro. Let's just do
I'm not doing it to impress friends because, like,
you're doing it for yourself,
if
innit?
I had to name, you know, if there's a competition on. Sometimes I see a competition on Instagram or something. It says tag 3 friends. You two would be 2 of them.
Yeah.
So me getting a supercar would, like I said, this fucking Rolex is fake. Me getting a supercar is not to impress friends because I have none.
And obviously, with that Rolex, it's because it's sentimental value, isn't it?
My father's Rolex.
Yeah.
So it means more to me than buying a real fucking Rolex.
I find that better, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same. Like this. I didn't buy this. I don't buy. Most of my clothes are like any branded stuff. It's normally a gift.
Yeah.
Something like that.
This was £10. I might have been 3
mean?
for 20.
Yeah, like so many people spend like hundreds just trying to impress other people.
And I know, I
look
literally,
cool.
I think I tweeted about it. There's people in my hometown that spend £300 on a t-shirt, and they'll go out on a night out and wear the t-shirt. Look at me making money.
Yeah.
They'll wake up in the morning, text their mother from upstairs, and say, "Can you put some toast on?"
Yeah.
And
Do you know what I mean? And then
Nuts.
asking them for another 20 quid. Just
Yeah.
be like, oh, sorry, I get paid this Saturday.
I know
Or
people
something.
spending so much money on cars. I had an old client. I hope he's not watching. Sorry, but and he had a Mercedes, and he put like 10,000 down. He's paying like 450 something pound or 350 something pound a month finance. Then 150 quid insurance. Then your fuel, because if you've got that car, you want to drive it everywhere, and then your tax. Then you've got no money. No matter how good your job is, like before me and my partner had a baby and dogs, we travelled a lot, and we do like 10 countries in a year, and we had no money. Like I was skint. I was barely personal training, working in Asda, working for my delivery job. But like we went to Paris, that was like 170 quid each. One of the girls I worked with in Asda, she said, "How are you going all these places and we're on the same wage?"
Yeah.
And like, "How much do you spend on weed a month?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And how many bottles of wine do you have a night? She's like, "One." I was like, "That's a fiver." Like
one a night.
One a night, yeah. So have, what's that times 30?
Bro, don't ask me, bro. Don't give me that pressure.
Like hundreds.
It's a lot of money.
Like if you stop smoking weed, well, each to their own. If I ever smoke weed, I'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just like the smell. If you stop smoking weed for once, you would go on 2 of the holidays I've been on this year.
Yeah, it's the same with smoking. Like when you look at, it's that thing in the.
Oh yeah, not just
costs
weed.
over a year.
Yeah, nuts. But then again, I seen something that was saying about the price of smoking, and this guy was like, "Oh, if you'd stop smoking, you'd save this amount a year. Over 10 years, you could afford a Ferrari."
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Oh, do you smoke?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Where's your Ferrari?"
Yeah.
So people do find things to spend money on, like.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like that's why I hate the sort of yeah, but if you don't do that, then you can save up and spend it. Do you know what? I don't want to sit in a Ferrari. I want to go outside and smoke a fag. Do you know what I mean? I want to have a cigarette right now.
I spent 300 quid last week on last month on a Spider-Man mask.
Oh my god, yeah, I've seen that.
Whoa! You haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse? Neither of you. Don't give me that fucking dissing Spider-Man.
Man like Spider-Man, you know.
I had it from Hong Kong. It was like 190 quid, and then I bought a Deadpool mask.
Yeah.
And it comes with a remote, and you press a button, and the eyes open and close.
I've seen those.
I put it on like twice, and I haven't. It's in a box, but I just liked it, so I bought it.
Yeah.
I don't drink. I don't smoke.
But then that is your smoke.
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly.
what I mean? That is your.
Yeah. That's my version of spending that. Like, do what brings you joy.
Yeah, you just got to balance your budget. Just like don't live within your means.
Yeah.
Like don't go past that point. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's
it's
true.
just that you're trying to live a life that you don't actually have yet. Do you get what I mean? Like,
Could this be again social media?
Yeah.
a little bit? Yeah.
Buying
you know what I
things
mean?
you don't need to impress people you don't like.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Is it social media? Is it just people? Like people trying to prove themselves to someone else?
Yeah.
In the same way that like a dude, I don't know, in like a little village in Victorian times bought a new cloak because he wants to impress the maidens round the corner. Do you get
Yeah,
what I mean?
okay,
Like,
that's okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but in this day and age, it's not about impressing the female. It's about impressing the masses, the followers,
Yeah.
the people who are watching you every single day.
the
Do you know what I'm
scale
saying?
is blown. So it's like they've taken a small concept to then now it's the world that's watching you.
There we go.
It's
Do you
like
get me?
embarrassing. Do you know what? I always think like I'm so glad that I was born in the time that I was because like I'm still young,
Yeah.
but I wasn't 15 when TikTok was out. So
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh, you know.
embarrassed by all the shit that I
You
did
are.
when I was 15.
Yeah.
Like you said, you are trying to impress the world. You are, because you could just take a photo and the world can see it.
Yeah.
In my book, I spoke about when I came out of uni, I took a 10 grand loan out. Bought like a 5 grand car, spent $1.5 on it, bought tattoos, went on holidays, and then blew it in like 3 weeks. And I put on Instagram a photo of Leonardo DiCaprio throwing his fun coupons off the yacht in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
And I said, as a caption, if you think you're bad with money, I just blew 10 grand in 3 weeks.
Shit.
Wanting people who I just quit uni, people who I was in uni with, and people in my area to think, oh, fuck, he's got 10 grand to blow.
Yeah.
I didn't. It was NatWest.
Yeah.
I don't think I paid it back. But like £3 a month, I think. There's a story, slightly related, of a fisherman. And every day he wakes up without an alarm and he goes out in his boat, goes out in the lake, catches fish, goes home, cooks the fish for his family. And a businessman went to approach him and said, if you catch those fish and sell them, you can afford a bigger boat. And when you get a bigger boat, you can buy more fish. You can catch more fish, make a bigger profit, buy a fleet of boats, and you can all catch more fish, sell them, make profit, and then you can retire young. And he said, yeah, but if I retire young, when I retire, I'm going to wake up when I want. I'm going to go out onto my lake, catch enough fish for the family, cook the family, and do exactly what he was doing.
Anyway,
With no drama, like, do you get me? Yeah, that's true.
And there's a book I read by Timber Hawkeye, I think his name is called Buddhist Boot Camp. And he worked, I don't know what he's doing now, a little part-time job enough to cover his bills, and that's it. He just goes and finds joy. His happiness. Doesn't need anything materialistic.
It's because the main teaching in Buddhism is that desire is suffering.
Yeah.
So like if you want something, that is classed as suffering because you don't have it. You're thinking about something that you don't have.
And I don't want to keep talking my book. You may as well just fucking read it. I'm gonna put it there one day. Next podcast, I'm gonna put it.
Yeah, no, we'll check it straight on the top.
I speak about where one of the sub fucking things is where is your happiness.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think, right, I'm going on a holiday in 3 weeks. I'm going to be happy in 3 weeks. So they live in autopilot until that holiday comes, and then they get off the plane, feel the heat, and like, fuck, I'm happy now. But you can, if you close your eyes and imagine yourself stepping off a plane into heat on holiday, you'll feel that emotion before you go.
Yeah.
And once that holiday's gone, that's it. Or you think, if I go buy a new car, you think, right, I'm gonna buy a new car now, just put a deposit on it. When I pick it up, I'm gonna be really happy.
Happy and innit, yeah.
And then you only see the inside of your car, so you forget what it looks like, and you just get bored of your car. And you're like,
true.
fuck, where's my happiness now? Where am I gonna put that?
That's true. And that, that goes back when you're saying about the holiday. Imagining it, being there and just feeling the joy before you're there. It goes back to me and the adrenaline when I was younger, jumping off buildings. Cause why? I'm excited to go on holiday. I've imagined it already. I'm going to do this when I get there. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm just going to enjoy where I live. I'm going to jump off these buildings and have fun. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when I get to holiday, I can relax and take it easy with everyone around me. Do you get me? Oh, bruv. I love holidays, man. When's your next holiday? Well, I guess when the pandemic's over properly, but like...
You won't see me.
Where are you trying to go?
It's my birthday and my partner's birthday on the same day.
Yeah. On the same day?
You're both born on the same day.
Next 3 years apart.
Bruv, these lot are mad. Your energy's crazy.
Next month.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to Portugal.
Oh, they messed up, didn't they?
I thought I'm not going to book anything. I'm going to wait till they announce more countries and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they took Portugal off. So anywhere really is in the country.
Oh, one of them ones, is it?
Yeah. And because we got 2 dogs, anywhere we go, I don't want to go for more than a week, so I'm not leaving them. My plan, what I was trying to visualize was, we was going to go to Barcelona at the end of the year for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And my book would be published at the same time.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to go. Only Barcelona, because I could drive there.
Yeah,
take the dogs and take baby and partner.
The whole family there. That'd be lit, man. Jesus Christ.
We do like our holidays.
Yeah, I like. What's your favourite holiday that you've been on?
Thailand.
Thailand,
Yeah,
I've always wanted to go to Thailand, but I never...
Fucking
sea
bathe.
monkeys as well.
Sea monkeys, bathe tired fucking elephants.
Yeah.
Went to a sea turtle sanctuary thing, conservative thing. Brilliant.
How it looks as well. Like
Yeah, and it's so cheap. Like,
oh my god.
I think we went out there for 16 days. I don't think I spent £400 because you'll see this excursion. We done like 12-hour trips most days. Like, you'll see this like excursion office, and it'll work out to like 60 quid for a 12-hour trip.
Oh,
and you'll
awesome.
go in there and they'll say, "Oh, here's the deal today, £35." You don't see that outside, like, but you go in and then they give.
Then they'll tell you the
so
deal.
cheap
Like,
that, like.
That's banging.
Yeah.
Bro, what's next? Like, I know obviously the book's coming out on the 30th of September, if I'm wrong.
With the book, the publishing company will say, we've edited this or we've done this, proofread this. If you can look through it and get back to us by this date.
Right.
And if I do it on that date, then everything will come out on the 30th. Because I reply within 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe sooner.
So it'll be a quick
It won't be later than September 30th. That's the sort of provisional date.
You excited?
Yeah.
I know it's not your Facebook, is it?
No. I've done, when I was 2016, I want to say, I wrote a crime thriller novel. Like you, mad imagination.
Yeah.
As soon as I had access to Microsoft Word, I was writing superhero stories, and it'd be like 5 pages long, but full story. And then I started writing that when I was in uni. I wrote it as like a play, as like a film rather.
Because you did obviously acting in uni.
Came out and I think I was like 17 pages in. So I spoke to this company. It's like sort of like self-publishing.
Yeah.
But you pay for like, they'll edit it, they'll ship it distribute it across the world and everything. So I spoke to them, I was like 17 pages in. He was like, yeah, we like it. I was like, oh, I better fucking finish then. Finished it.
You got some pressure then.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I've
really got to do this.
I've done so much for money. That was the first thing I done, where I just wanted to walk into a shop and see my book.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the end of it, I was in Lanzarote on my own for some reason. And the book, crime thriller, is all about like this father and son who didn't have any money and how they steal loads of money in secret ways. Like, like the father goes to test drive a car, and then when he's out in the test drive, the son's in the guy's house pinching all his things, just weird things like that. I think I made about £1,000 for it. And then when I was on holidays, I was thinking...
Wait, you made £1,000 off that book, did you?
Yeah, maybe.
Fair play. That's good, though.
But yeah, self-publishing, I spent about $1,300.
Oh, okay.
Still, I didn't do it for money.
Yeah.
Because it was all about stealing. I was on a trip on my own in Lanzarote, on a bus, and the tour guide said, you can leave your belongings on the bus. We've got a really low crime rate in this country, nothing will get stolen. And I thought, fuck, so I had an idea for another book. So I told the publishing company, and they said, well, if you want to confirm that second book, like the prequel to this one, we can add it to the end of your book, the first book, because I still wasn't published. So done 2 books. One of them went up to like 170th, which is really good actually.
Yeah.
In its rank on Amazon.
That's amazing.
But when I first launched it, I was happy with that. But when I first launched it, I I'm not sure if I had a marketing advisor, but they told me to release the ebook for free for a month.
Yeah.
Just to get loads of reviews.
People reviewing and that.
And that's when most people picked it up.
Okay.
So I didn't get money from that. Cause that was
Yeah.
free. But yeah.
That's
It's
pretty
just
awesome.
more having a real book, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
My
you were
words were in
able
that
to go
fucking
into
book.
a
Like.
situation, like, regardless of the profit, you basically broke even. And now you have a real book.
Yeah, it's nuts. I'll always have a book. Like.
Exactly. Like that. Anyone
Yeah,
can
that's
go
so
to the shop
true.
and see that. That
This-
means more to me.
His
than,
second
like,
book,
having a profit.
third book, retired at 25, is obviously not a fucking story. It's my life of the last couple of years, maybe. And again, not for money. If people buy it, I spread in the message. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it last time, but like, without sounding cocky, because the book, I try to aim for 100 pages because a lot of those books are actually good sizes. But like the bottom one, if you go with a publisher, you've got to hit a certain word count.
Okay.
So a lot of that's waffle.
Yeah.
And in the book, I say about the size of the book. It might be fucking 90 pages, maybe like that. And I say that if I can teach a lesson in a sentence, I'm going to teach a lesson in a sentence.
Simple
I'm not going
as
to
that.
drag it over and show different fucking case theories, case studies of all these different things. But yeah, if the book's £4 and you buy the book £4, in the nicest way possible, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
£4 isn't going to, even if
Do
fucking
nothing,
1,000
like.
people. So for me, getting that message out there, and in September now, hopefully, according to one of my old teachers, I'll be in schools doing this exact same thing.
That's
and just
awesome,
if I go in there and it changes one kid's life, and one kid's like, fuck, I've always thought about that.
And then boom, he just goes and does it because of you, like, right?
And
Yeah.
then messages me a year later in his Ferrari, like,
Yeah.
nuts.
That makes it worth it. Even that
Yeah.
one person.
Loads of people do
does.
it. Like, a guy messaged me after this last one, I think it was. Or it might have been before then, I might have mentioned it. He went to this Nissan GTR. And he messaged me, or tweeted me and said, bro, please check your DMs. And then he said, I've been doing it for a couple of days, just imagining myself in one. And looking to change my wallpaper to a Nissan GTR.
Yeah.
And he said, I went for food this morning in the drive-thru and there was one in front of me. And he said, I had a scam phone call. He didn't answer it. When he Googled the number, he sent me a screenshot. In the second search result, it was like all Chinese writing, and it said Nissan GTR. Just randomly in amongst the Chinese writing.
Random.
That is synchronicities, which you cannot ignore.
Yeah.
Which is just the universe saying, nearly.
Nearly.
Like
Keep
me,
going.
for the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah.
When I'm driving to the beach in the mornings, I am in a red Ferrari, sometimes Audi R8, doing the exact same thing, but in that car. And then, I've only just changed my mind to an Audi R8, and then a Ferrari. But I've been doing it in a red Ferrari for weeks.
Yeah.
And then today, after I left the beach, I went to put my board back in the car, and a red Ferrari passed. And you'd never see one in my area.
Bruv.
Nuts. It just tells you you're on the right path.
It's coming. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Odd
It's
things.
coming.
It's the same with like that. I've had a conversation literally with someone last night to then hear someone else bring it up today.
Yeah.
Or like on TV, Pirates of the Caribbean's on. The amount of times this stupid shit like that has happened where I've seen someone on TV
Yeah.
go out, then someone's talking to me about that.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what? What?
Yeah, it's
What?
just like what you. It's just started, so I know that you didn't have it on in your house. I've just come out to meet you.
Now you're chatting to me
about
about
it.
it. Already talking to me about that.
Like
That
I
is-
said when I first came in today, driving home with my mate, and we spoke about this one guy, and like in that conversation, that guy pulled out in front of us. Like, what are the odds?
Bruv,
I
what
have
are the
attracted that because I'm speaking about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you ever had it, but I'll pass someone, I think, oh, is that so and so? And I look at the number plate, it's not. But because I've got them in my head, I will see them.
You will see them.
Or a family member of theirs on that road.
I've done that
Yeah.
too many times.
Yeah.
Yo, but yo,
It's because you've
yo,
attracted it.
yo, it's so weird. Like, I think I
But
must have
you
been.
know, if you do that, it's,
Yeah.
you start thinking, are these people real?
Do you get me?
Or are you just creating them in front of you?
I think I'm powerful.
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah.
powerful breed. You know what I mean? When I do things like that, I'm like, yo, I'm pretty strong. Like, how the hell? Because I was scrolling on Instagram, I think the other day or something, yeah. And I think I seen this guy, like, he was driving a nice car or something like that. Anyway, it's done. I think about 2 days later, I'm just driving, minding my own business. What do I see when I look to the left of me? Yeah, my man, vroom, straight back. I was like, what the hell? This guy, like.
When was your last time I was talking about how music speaks to me?
Yeah.
And then when I was leaving, I was thinking about everything we talked about, and I was thinking, right, let's try it. So I had a CD on, and I click one button, the radio comes on. So I thought, right, I talk about a Ferrari, I want a Ferrari. Is that the right path I should be on? radio, and it went, "Ooh, you're moving too fast."
Oh shit.
I was like, "What the?"
You know what? I'm going to put that into practice today.
Yeah,
When I leave,
do it.
I'm gonna put it into practice. I'm not gonna say what it is. You know what? As it goes, before I say that, remember that time when I closed my eyes and you moved
Yeah.
and I pointed at you and I seen your
remember
energy,
No, so we like,
bro. Weird.
we were testing this thing because we were talking about psychics and stuff for hours, and he was just like, right, I'm gonna test out my skills, and I was like, yeah, fuck, it's sick, let's do it. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, shit, and he's like, right, I'm gonna close my eyes, I'll try and picture you, because he did this with his mate. You were saying like,
Yeah, yeah.
I've done it with my mate before. I just want to see what happens. And it was like it was like, so when you saw your original friend,
I see my mate.
darkness,
It was a dark cloud waving but I could see where it moved. Like, you get my eyes closed, I seen where it moved, and I pointed, opened my eyes. He was standing right there, so I seen the
we were
black move. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Then we tested it with Aeddan, and what happened? It was white. I seen like a white energy. It was
like a white ring or something.
yeah, like a white ring, and I'm just there with my eyes closed. I'm like, boom, pointed, open my eyes. Aiden's right there.
Yeah.
So I was thinking.
Do you know what I did as well? I tried to fuck it up a little bit because I was there, right? And just before you answered, I moved. Because I was like, I want to see if you can sense it.
Yeah.
And you still do
And
it.
We can do a lot more than, like Kanye West saying he wants his great grandchild to fly.
To fly, yeah.
Grandchildren. If you were born, and say now you were fucking away from society, like a tribe, and you woke up, you were born, and one of your first fucking memories were your parents flying.
Yeah.
You would know that inside you can fly.
You can fly.
You do that.
That's so true.
But like us now, if someone said, "Oh yeah, you can levitate or you can see people's auras," they'd be like, "Shut up!
Sharp in it,
I'm gonna go play Minecraft."
bro. I did it
Fuck
again.
this podcast. This is the weed system.
Yeah, they were in it. Like, what the hell are these guys talking about?
That book again. This is. I don't know why I keep going back to that fucking book.
It's awesome, bro.
I was
becoming supernatural.
I was in the garden. Remind me about the chick theory as well. Experiment. I was in the garden and I was reading about it, and it was saying that all these atoms you can literally just form in front of you.
Yeah.
And I thought, let's try it. This was after our first podcast. So I thought, right. I was out in the garden reading. I thought, right, close the book. Supercar goes past, and within 5 seconds, big loud exhaust went past. I thought, all right. And then I thought, right, someone's going to beep their horn. Like 0.3 seconds, a train went past, and
Bruv.
like stuff like that. You think, what can I actually fucking do?
Innit?
Like, can I
It's true.
Inception and just collapse all these buildings down and form a new fucking?
Is it like, this is the thing? Is it us creating these things, or is it a sense? Are we having senses that we just don't understand?
Yeah.
So in the same way that like, I'll think about a person, then they show up. Is it me manifesting the person for them to show up, or is it me sensing the person before they even came close to me? Because
And just knowing.
somewhat linked with them,
Yeah.
and they've come round. It's like, so you've thought of them, linked
Yeah.
because of that, and then you see them. It's like,
They
oh,
say
fuck.
we've got those 5 senses. So that's what we can put a name to.
Yeah.
But if you're in a room and someone walks behind you, and they're silent, you can feel them.
Yeah, and the same with like when
You feel
people are
this.
watching you. Yeah, no, it's a feeling like it's like a phenomenon. Like if someone's like far over there and they're staring directly at your eyes, you'll just look at them, even though you have no idea that there's a person out there.
Yeah.
You'll just look at
Yeah.
them because you've sensed it. It's so odd, man.
Because we're not just humans. We're not just a body. Like
Yeah.
we are just living in a body.
Yeah.
Blessed to look fly as fuck. But we're just in this one body. Like
That's
as
actually
spirits,
crazy, bro.
souls.
Tell us about the duck theory.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
That
does.
the experiment in Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Plug.
He talks about how you can just create your own reality.
Yeah.
And he talks about these newly hatched chicks. So the first thing they see, they think it's his mother. So they put this robot duck. And this robot is programmed to move left 50% of the time and
Yeah.
right 50% of the time. So, and it shows a diagram of these ducks, these chicks and the duck. And the duck will go left, right, or go around the room, but 50% of the time is left, 50% is right.
Yeah.
And the chicks will follow it. And then they do experiment again, but they put the chicks behind a cage, and the robot is in front of them.
Yeah.
And they show the diagram of how the robot moved, and it doesn't do. It's a programmed fucking robot, and it doesn't do 50% left, 50% right. Its patterns are walking right next to the front of the cage where the chicks are in. because all those chicks have all thought together, like, that's my mother,
Yeah.
I need her here. And they've all manifested, like...
The mum like to come.
It's not a theory, it's experiment, like, they've done it, they've run the fucking test, they got the proof, like...
Yeah.
This robot that was programmed was drawn, this inanimate object was drawn to these chicks, because they're all this group of fucking conscious little beings.
Yeah.
All wanted them, pulled it
Put their
towards them, like...
intention on something.
Yeah.
And they...
This intent, yeah, that's all it is.
Wow, I'm putting it out there in the world now, guys. 2022, I will have a Lamborghini Huracan.
That's all it is.
Straight up. Jeez.
And we're basically camping because this is intense.
Yes. Oh my
Like
days.
2022, what do I want? I want to be out of debt. That's all.
Out
I
of
want.
debt, yeah?
Yeah, just out of debt. That's all I need.
It'll get out there, man.
Why?
Because I'm just a simple person. Like I don't really desire things so much. I just want to be like
Free.
most relaxed.
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
So the freer I can be, the less strings attached to me, the happier I am. Whether it's like debt or like a job, I've got to stay here, or like, you've got to stay in this city, you've got to do this. I feel like I've always had a natural like. I don't like being told what to do. I've got an authority problem. I'm always going to do what I want to do. So being locked into something is like a no-go for me, so I'd rather just like be completely free. So
Yeah.
as far as,
I
like,
was in
things-
uni, I was in my overdraft, it was like 2005, and people were like, how are you sleeping at night? I'm like, unless they're going to come to my door and take me to jail,
Yeah.
which they won't, like, I've still got a fucking $2,000 catalogue debt.
Yeah.
My credit score shit, but I can, if I want to, I can fucking buy it.
Go
like,
buy a house straight cash. Yeah.
like unless it's a debt, because a lot of people want to pay off debt, fair enough. And if you improve my credit score so I can get a mortgage, then I pay it all off.
Yeah.
But like that $10,000 loan, I think I pay like £3 a month.
Yeah.
If they said to me, your credit score will go right up full, and you give us that $10,000, I give them fucking 20.
Straight cash in it, and then just
save-
get the
save
credit
me buying
score.
house
Go
cash,
buy a
like.
house. Yeah. Weird.
But don't let debt be this fucking
Control.
thing that's
yeah,
gonna
for sure.
can't go
Yeah,
anywhere because you've got to give me £100 a month.
Yeah. I think it's just more. It's like if I want to go abroad, I can't settle down somewhere else because I'll be getting chased by authorities.
Still
that
pay
will
it.
be like, "You've got to
That's
come
what you think, though.
Yeah, you can still pay it. If you owe
If you're like, but I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I do. Yeah, I do. I'm letting it limit myself, to be fair. Like I am, because it's just the stress in it. I just don't like having this shit hanging over my head.
what is the
Like,
stress?
It's owing people something. I think that's what it is. I don't
Right.
like
So
to owe.
say now you pay £100 a month to this debt.
Yeah.
Where you are in the world does not matter. If you want to
True,
move, if you want to move to Madrid and you want to get a graphic design job out there, you'll pay the exact same amount to be in a different part of the world.
True. Yeah.
That debt company, you were just a fucking number.
Yeah.
They are not thinking, oh fuck, Aeddan owes me money.
Yeah.
Better keep chasing him. You're just a number.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it's do you know what, that's interesting because I used to work in Cardiff Council, and the amount of people that would come in and they'd be convinced the system is against me. Someone in this office is doing something malicious to me. They're cancelling my money. All of this, and they'd just be like, no, they just tripped up on the system, man.
Yeah.
It's not that deep, like.
System fucking it up.
Yeah.
But it's all the extra stuff that will build up on our heads and be like, no, because then trying to be Sherlock Holmes and this leads to that,
Yeah.
and that leads to that, and it's just like, oh, in actual fact, it's not.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
just
what's
like
real.
reaffirming things to yourself. So someone says, council's out to get me, and they go there and it's 7:59, but they in the night and they close at 8. They close a minute early. Like fuck, they know it's coming.
Yeah.
So they do have something against me,
Yeah.
and they reaffirm it and stack things up in their mind.
Yeah, 100%. That's how anxiety works against you as well.
Yeah.
It's using these things against you just to be like, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
And in actual fact, like the person that bumped into you was literally just rushing to work.
Unfortunately,
Do you know
like
what I
in
mean?
it.
And then they think that like, oh, he shoulder barged me. He thinks I'm weak, which is like, then you're gonna feel bad about feeling weak. Do you know what I mean?
It's actually crazy, bruv. Life's
you
crazy,
gotta
man.
pull yourself out.
It's all about
It's mindset.
thinking and mindset. When we all go back to the bigger picture, you just got to be able to think and use your mind, because it's very powerful. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do a lot of things. Like we've just spoke about, we can do a lot of things with our mind. As you know, Dr. Joe Dispenza, becoming supernatural book plug, says, you know, everything's about the mind, and they've done the tests as well. Do you get me? Science proved it. So it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The book says it. Science has proved it. Come on now. What else? What more do you need? Do you know what I'm saying?
One book I read is by Jerry and Esther Hicks, and they're an old couple, and a spirit called Abraham speaks through Esther and talks about the law of attraction and talks about like he's in that conscious field.
Yeah.
And says this is what you need to know, this is what you need to do. You could read that. I think it's mumbo jumbo. It's a fucking brilliant book.
I need to get that book.
Joe Dispenza is he's got scientists, a team of fucking scientists like
studying them.
Yeah. He's got the results. He measures the brain waves when they meditate, and people have got rid of fucking skin diseases just by meditating and saying, I've got skin disease. It's like when someone goes to tickle you and say, I'm not ticklish.
It's like placebo effect, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got another book called You Are the Placebo.
Yeah, no, it's like you're as powerful as the same with like you know, like what's it called? It's like stress adrenaline. It's like a baby's underneath the car and the mum will lift the car when she could never do that before, but because she's been put in under that like extreme stress, she can do it.
But like that mother needed to lift the car. Yeah. If you said the mother go and lift that car, she shouldn't need to, so she can't. Yeah. If you need to, and you be like, fuck, I need to save my baby's life, so I believe that I have the power to do that.
That's even down to doing like, you know, like leaving exams to the day before.
Oh, bro.
You could do it in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You could do it in the week. It's 2 weeks left. Could do it now. Not gonna do it. Could do it. A week. Don't have to do it. Not gonna do it. The day before, you need to do that. You'll smash out 4,000 words that you sat down.
Easy, yeah.
Do it all once. Done. Submit.
Guilty.
And it's having do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's having that pressure. I think it's hard to motivate yourself. It's easy when you have external pressure to push you to do something when you need to do it.
And that's where fucking everything comes into it, because it's nothing about the external. Everything you want comes from within, internal, and it's just how you react to your external. Like I said, people with like it's just who we spoke about last time. Guy with an alcoholic father, 2 kids, one's alcoholic and one's fucking not like. Yeah. It's how you react to your external.
Yeah,
that's so true, bruv.
It's just your personal, your setup. Like, who are you? How are you? What happens to you? What happens to a Kieran under these circumstances? What happens? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I feel like it's a combination of the two. It's all like intertwined, isn't it? Like you're born with certain personality traits, but then your circumstances will fill in the rest.
Yeah, that's very true.
Friends, whether it's like your parents, whether it's any.
And it builds character as well. Whatever's around you, innit? It just builds the character and stuff. Yeah, I hear that still.
You're like a half-painted picture. Life paints the rest for you.